Belina Mai Kako, welcome to Keep It Aloha, a podcast that keeps aloha by talking stories with the boys. I'm your host Kamaka, and before we get into it, I want to shout out our newest Patreon supporters, Christopher Davis, Kahealani, and Nalani Hong, for joining our Kako'o tier. All three of them, along with many others, now get the full uncut episode of all the podcasts 2 days earlier than everyone else, and much more. Mahalo for the support. All right, let's get into the good stuff.
After 175 years, some people still think we're just a ranch.
And we just farm all day.
What they don't realize is we wear many hats. And that's just how we roll.
You just might see some old friends.
Or make some new ones.
So come hang with us
Drive on out to the country.
and get that epic snap.
No matter what you're looking for, come discover where legends are made.
This is The Boyz, Part 3. If you're not familiar with this series, I would call it, series within a series, it's basically like Protect Our Parks, Joe Rogan experience, if you're familiar with that, but our version of that, where we just invite our friends to come talk stories. It started, just some background, with Jordan and I first jumping on the mic when we were recording at Summit Media radio station. We were supposed to do an episode, but our guest got COVID that day. So we had a slot that we needed to fill. So Jordan hopped on the mic, and it was actually a pretty fun episode. The next time he hopped on the mic, I almost got canceled. So I think I realized that I can't be on the mic or have an episode with Jordan alone. So I need to have other people to kind of dilute the cancellation. So that's basically what The Boyz is. It's just fun talk stories with everybody. Today we have Jordan Tano, my business partner.
Amene. Praise God.
He has grown a lot since the last episode. He joined the band Watah. He's a musician, if you don't know. He barely records my episodes anymore, so I rarely see him because he hates me.
Amene. Praise God.
He's trilingual.
Yeah.
But he's killing it with Watah. He's the drummer for them. Go check them out if you haven't heard them. They're probably one of the hottest bands in Hawaii right now. Speaking of another hot band, probably the biggest band from Hawaii, we have Josh Namba over here from Maoli.
What's up? Whoa.
The guitar player and much more. He'll get into it. And my childhood friend, Ricky.
How's it?
Kuntemeyer.
Nailed it.
Hot guy.
From Mean Training. Quick history, Ricky and I, we grew up together in Hilo. We met at Young Life. It's like this Christian youth group.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually on my MySpace top 10 at some point. I don't know if it was top 10, top 20, top 15. I just know if it was on MySpace, it was real.
Yeah, 100%.
And we haven't seen each other, I think, since Hilo, since we were both living in Hilo. And then coincidentally, Ricky opened up a training facility with his wife right next to our studio. This, by the grace of God, I don't know how it happened. So we got to connect with each other as adults. And these three, they all got really close. I mean, Jordan and Namba are pretty much like how Ricky and I was childhood friends, but way closer. Yeah. They did music together forever. And they just finished a Bible study with Sterling Higa, past podcast guest. So a lot of cool things happened from, just this studio that we're in.
It's the Dakine MCU, bro.
The Dakine MCU. I like that. That's good. That's good. But I want
all coming together.
I want to give the mic to these other Avengers right now.
Yeah.
So you can get to know them. Jordan, you kind of know, so we'll put him last.
Yeah.
It's not because he's the most brown out of all of us.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of episode. We don't do that here and Keep It Aloha. Equality for all. Hopefully we don't get canceled on this episode.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout
out Moon Kai Ting.
Oh gosh, no. The last thing I will say before going into this, and hopefully you're still here listening already. But when we did The Boyz Part 2 last year with Nainoa Langer and Sam Potter and Jordan, very mixed reviews. Some people said they loved it. My grandma said it was her favorite episode. And then another comment, I think, on Spotify was like, I listened to every single episode, but I couldn't get through this one. But I think we're going to get into some really good stuff. So stick around. And these guys are really awesome, doing really cool things. So let's start with Josh to my left.
Cool.
Let's get to know you. Where are you from? Where are you grad? And what was it like growing up?
Um, I'm from here, from Wahoo. Graduated from HBA, Hawaii Baptist Academy. And what was the last question?
What was it like growing up?
Oh, was it like growing up?
How did you get into music and all of that stuff?
I mean, I had a pretty standard childhood, I guess. Just played a lot of video games, hung out, nothing crazy.
What games were you playing? Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts was
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Smash
I
Bros.
had a.
Oh, Smash. He's really good at Smash.
It was.
Yeah.
That was my first game I ever played.
Super Smash?
Super Smash Bros. 64.
Mm.
Yeah.
And who was your character back then? Mine was
Captain
Fox.
Falcon from
Oh, so you've
day
always been,
one.
that's why you're so
Always.
good, because you played him in
single
every
game,
iteration
Captain
of
Falcon. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't get into music until later. Maybe I must have been like 12 or 13, 11, 12, 13, somewhere around that middle
Mhm.
school era. Which I guess is kind of like pretty standard of an age to start getting into music, but I mean, I always wish I got into it sooner, but I don't have like any sort of musical family or upbringing. It's just I got into it when I got into it through church, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess, I mean, we'll jump around with all our stories, but how did you end up, getting into video as well? Because a lot of people don't know, like all the was it like the videos and those slideshows at the Maoli concert? That's all Josh. So how did you first get connected with him and then get into like all the video stuff?
Well, I got into video after like a long time after doing music. Initially it was just for myself. Like I wanted to put out more content for myself. And just looking at how social media was, I'm like, video is the way, you know?
Mm.
And initially I was just like, I want to do video, but I don't want to always have to hire somebody to shoot it for me. So I was like, maybe I'll just like dabble in it to see, like, at least I can hire someone who I can tell if they know what they're doing.
Probably.
And then I got way too far into it. But I guess how I got into video for like Maoli and stuff was back in like 2022, I would say. This was right before Glenn, the lead singer. He wanted to do this project. At the time he didn't know what it was going to be called, but it ended up being the MMO album. Initially he wanted to do one song a week, releasing one song every week. It ended up being one song every 2 weeks. But that's when I ended up moving to Maui for about like a year and a half or so, and then I was just grinding with him, living with him, putting out short form content every day, a music video every 2 weeks, and yeah, just doing that for a year and a half, and that's how we were able to really grow the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, between 2023 to now, that's when you guys were unstoppable. I mean, you still are like the biggest band from Hawaii, but like I remember last year there was always a new song, performance, sold out. You sold out 3 shows at the Blaisdell.
Yeah.
That's insane. I
Yeah.
think he was the first person to ever do that, right? From Hawaii.
Yeah. I believe
Crazy.
so. Yeah.
Crazy.
But it's just yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's just consistency, you know, like posting every day, showing up every day. I don't claim to be super smart about everything, but it's just every time you do it, you learn a little bit. And I'm always just like, okay, like how do I make my video like a little bit better, you know? Just trying to learn every single time.
That's cool. And I think a common theme that people will see in this episode too is like everybody has that same mindset of, getting better every single time, learning from your mistakes, trying to, find success, being very ambitious in our own careers. So yeah, we'll come back to you. By the way, Namba, Josh, and Jordan, they just played at the Blaisdell a couple weeks ago, and it's cool because Watah opened for Maoli.
Yeah.
And Ricky and I were there, so we were all at the Blaisdell. We've all been on stage at the Blaisdell.
We all been on stage with Blaisdell.
Well, actually, no, I
facts.
didn't go on stage.
That's
Actually, I just
facts.
remember that.
No, it
I was by the stage.
This brother moved in every seat.
Yeah, I did
You
move.
went in
I
every
bought
seat.
tickets, and then I moved again, and I got all the way to the front.
You could have been on stage, to be honest, if you had another 30 minutes.
And I know neither of these guys will like hype themselves up, but it was truly like, for me, like one of the like purest core memories I'm gonna have like moving forward. It's just so special seeing individuals. I mean, like you said, and contextually we can probably get more into it later, but Jordan especially has become one of my closest friends like here on island, and we've lived so much life together, and I've seen so much of the past year and a half of this journey he's been on with Watah, and like the amount of work I see him put in the back day in, day out. I mean, it's exactly what Josh was talking about. Like, and you were saying, it's that Kaizen like mentality of like every day we're trying to get 1% better. Seeing that truly through like behind the scenes with Jordan, and then and most recently a few months with Josh preparing for this show, and like how much work he's put into like making the Blaisdell happen, and then seeing it go off was like the most like inspiring thing to see. Like, I just like love seeing the boys winning. You know, like when you see guys that you love like truly doing something that's like their God-given talents are like on full display, but also just knowing like the amount of work that has gone into it, and then just seeing it like go off the way it is and the reaction of the crowd. And it was truly like, they will never say it. It was truly like like it was so insane. It was such a good show. And if you ever get to see Maoli live, if you get to see Watah live, like highly recommend.
Gotta do it. Yeah,
It's so good.
the
It's so good.
halftime performance with Josh and the other guitar player. Oh, that guitar off.
Shout out
so,
Kiko.
So
Shout out
sick.
Kiko.
So
sick.
good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maoli's at a different freaking level, man.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say for us that was like a full circle moment, because
full circle.
to rewind a little bit, this guy was one of the guys that got me into playing reggae.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was actually our friend Connor,
Yes.
the bass player for Watah. But yeah, Connor hit me up long time ago.
High school, dude. Nah.
No, a little after, but like, and he just DM'd me on Instagram, and he's like, "Oh, you want to play for my reggae band?" And
Second Legacy.
Second Legacy.
yeah,
My favorite band of all time.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, Namba, which is I'm gonna call him Namba on this because I don't. That's just what I call him. But Josh didn't play reggae. He came from like, what is it? A rock scene.
yeah, the Oahu's very small rock scene.
Hawaiian Bryans, Crossroads, rock scene.
By the way, shout out to everybody who's still playing in the rock scene. Yeah, that's like my origins.
Yeah, and that's why you can shred on the guitar. It makes sense.
So he didn't play reggae, and then Connor, who I had a band with in high school, which is both our first reggae bands. We needed a guitar player, and Connor hit up. Now I don't even know how he found you, dude.
Connor is he's just the guy. He's just
Connor
like,
brought a ton of people into
so
the
he's
industry.
Connor's
just
the
prowling
connector,
all
you
the
guys?
time.
Connor is the connect because Connor is I went to middle school with him all the way to high school, and we started a band together, and he's like my longest friend, and that band went through so many iterations, but yes, Connor is how I know Namba.
Crazy.
And Namba joined Second Legacy, I don't know, like more than 5 years ago, bro.
Near the death of it.
Near the death. He was like the last guitarist, actually, then it died.
Dude.
But
Makes you think.
that's his first reggae band.
Well, that was my first ever paid music gig ever.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Like, I remember where were we playing? We were playing at like somewhere in Wahiwa or something.
Yeah, some private gig.
It was like some grad party or something. And then Connor goes like, "Oh, sorry boys, I couldn't get that much for this gig. Like, we're all gonna get like $65." I was like, $65
Yeah.
to play? We're getting paid?
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? I didn't even know. I thought we were playing for free.
Yeah, and then Second Legacy ended, and then Connor and Namba kept playing in the industry. And so fast forward all the way to Blaisdell, Connor and I are in Watah together, and then you're with Maoli. So it's a giant full circle.
Mhm.
And then the mini full circle in that is last year, Connor and I sat in the Blaisdell to watch Namba. Because Namba got us tickets, and we're longtime friends, so then we just supported him. And like Connor was like, bro, we should be opening up for Maoli right now. I was like, bro, I don't know, dog. Like, this is kind of nuts. I don't know if Watah, like, I don't know. And then fast forward a year later, we do it. And it felt right. You know what I mean? It's not like we did it and I was like, ugh. Like we did it and we're like, oh yeah, for sure. So that was definitely a full circle, dude.
Yeah,
It was a magical night. I mean, just I can't even imagine being in your guys' shoes, but just from like where we were sitting, magic.
yeah.
Truly
Yeah, and then the
magical.
mini circle that people don't know is I stopped playing music
I was just about to say.
for a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
and you're just producing my pod and hanging
Yeah.
out with me and being my friend.
no,
and
even
now I
before
never
that.
see you.
Even before that.
Let's
even
not
be-
talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too. Kamaka needs therapy.
Yeah, this is a therapy session for Kamaka.
Yeah, I am very sad. I literally think Jordan hates me because I never see him anymore.
I don't.
Yeah.
But even before that, I stopped playing music. I don't know what reasons, but Connor and Namba for like 2 years, dude,
Mm-hmm.
were still in the scene, and they would like call, like they would text me, call me. I would show up to some of the shows, just get pissed drunk, and then they're just like, "Dude, you should go on that stage. Like you belong on that stage."
And he was like, nah.
He's like, nah, I'll just do media, bro. I'll shoot you guys. I'll take photos. And he's like, these two kept pushing me. And then I eventually found my way back. And it was like, I always give credit to them because for 2 years, dude, straight, these guys just hit me up saying like, giving me hope, like, oh, dude, there's a little bit of drummers. Like, if you get into it, there's, bro, we'll get you into some like gigs, bro. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And then finally, played Blaisdell with the two of them. So
Uh-huh.
that's wild, dude.
Yeah, it was random for me because I met Jordan a couple years ago just as a videographer, and then like he said he's done music before, and it wasn't until you guys played for the first time at Watah with the
Yeah.
Gatsby,
Yeah.
and I saw you play, and we're like, wow, Jordan's actually really good.
Actually, I never even got that story of how you guys connected.
He slid in my
I
DMs
slid in his
Yeah.
DMs.
because
Yeah.
he wanted to produce podcasts because
Yeah.
you had Kingdom Purpose.
Yeah, I had
You're-
like a little, I had another media thing, and I wanted to do, that was the age that we all know of like Gary V, short form, like
Or
long form,
Mosey.
then do short form.
Mhm.
And I wanted to find a podcast or podcasts in Hawaii that would allow me to do that for them as a case study.
Yeah.
And
So-
Kamaka was like the only people that like responded to me because I was just like cold DMing people.
Well, I'm happy it did because that changed the trajectory of both our lives.
Yeah,
Because like,
Totally.
I wouldn't have this without you. You wouldn't have what you have without me.
totally, dude.
And we've just stuck with it from the beginning. We have similar mindsets. We're both hard workers.
Yes.
And it's cool to see like how much we've grown from that, that
Yeah.
first meeting at Moku Kitchen up until now to, Summit Media to
Yeah.
squatting at the Entrepreneur Sandbox
yeah.
to having the studio with nothing inside, and you look around, it's filled.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
There's multiple sets over here, all the equipment,
Yeah.
so many cool connections that we've made just being
Yeah, I
here,
met a
so-
lot of
yeah.
people. Like Ricky has now become like my best friend, and I met him through you.
Uh-huh.
I met a lot of people through Kamaka. So yeah,
Sterling, your
Sterling.
Bible study master.
Yeah.
it's
Our
interesting
elder.
that you
Your
say
elder,
that.
Elder Sterling, Elder Higa.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. Like you don't know what one thing is gonna like change your life.
Totally.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
That's like something I think it's something we've been talking about a lot, but it really is something my wife Hannah and I talk about a lot is just the decisions you make and just thinking back to like, wow, like how different life would be if you just said no to this one thing. Like,
Mhm.
so my wife Hannah, I gotta give her a shout out. She just competed at nationals
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Vegas
Shout
this
out,
past
Hannah.
weekend. She's a beast. I love you, Hannah. She had and we were just talking about like it's so amazing to see her journey as like a powerlifter and like how competitive she is now and how great she is at it. But it all started from just saying yes to the decision to go and check out a local meet a few years ago. And she was like, I think I want to get into this. Like, I was like, let's go to a meet. And we woke up late. And she's like, like, nah, we'll just skip. Like, it's like, no, I think we should go. So we drove out West Side, went to watch a meet. And then that's where we met her coach. And in the same way, it's like similarly, we were talking about how that day of like you texting me and being like, hey, I think we moved in like next door to each other. I'm like, no, we're like, look outside. Like, sure enough, there you are. Come in. I meet this guy for the first time. And then like immediately have like kinship with him. And it's like, it's crazy that if like you guys didn't make the decision, if you didn't decide to like open your studio here, right? And like you were talking about even how in your past, how you've had connections through Kingdom Purpose with the Vine downstairs, which is a church downstairs of this building, that you wouldn't even choose a spot. And then we just so happened to move into the next spot. And literally this entire couch, like my relationship with you, my relationship with him, my relationship with Josh, wouldn't exist if like these small like butterfly effects. And it's just
Canon
cool.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't filler episodes. It was canon episodes.
Canon, dude. It's just
Like
crazy.
Spider-Verse, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like you can't help but feel like so grateful for like, you know, the things that we do have. Like, yes, it's hard work and yes, it's all these things, but man, it's just like we're given these such beautiful opportunities to like that are like were given to us that we're like, you know, like I could never have planned this. Never could have imagined like that we're sitting on this couch having this pod right now. Like it's so dope. It's
Also,
like,
who are you? You're just a random person right now to the audience.
that's true.
Yeah, we haven't
We
even got
didn't
to know
introduce you.
But I
You're
I
just-
love listening to Ricky talk because obviously you can tell he's a coach because every time he talks it's so motivational.
Yeah.
I'm just like you're so well spoken, and I feel like I want to run through a wall every time I
Just
talk
ready to
with you.
squat already.
Yeah.
I know. But first we gotta see. Lift up your shoes. That's we got a fit check right now. Look at
check.
that.
Fit check.
That's
Again,
pretty fire.
Shout out to my wife,
Shout
Hannah.
out
Yeah.
Hannah.
Dude, before
Oh,
Hannah,
Oh,
no
Hannah.
swag.
Well, look
Bombing.
at this. I got a shout out to my girl
Yeah.
Faith.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Ooh.
Custom Naruto Crocs. I was always a
What, a
Crocs
shuriken
hater.
popping out?
Look at this. Yeah, the Kakashi one.
Damn.
She made me get Crocs, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna get Crocs, it's gotta be really cool.
Bro,
So I got this custom Kakashi one. My favorite part is these pouches that Kakashi has. Perfect. The little Oreo.
Whoa, and it's the Howley Oreo.
Oh, don't worry.
That's crazy.
The Asian. It's the Asian Oreo.
There you
Oh,
go.
my
there
bad,
you
my
go,
bad.
there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Rich Chigga.
yeah. We were talking about Rich Brian right before this. Yeah. But this side, because, you know, we got to have both. We have
Oh,
the
diversity.
OG. The OG double stuff.
Representation.
Yeah,
Look at that.
representation.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, shout out to the women in our lives for
For the swag.
the swag. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay. So, Ricky, where are you from? Where you grad? And what was it like growing up?
From Big Island, Hilo, Hawaii. Best,
96720.
yup, best island. Went to Waikea High School, the right high school.
The worst high school.
Go Warriors. And growing up, what was it like growing up? I feel like it's a loaded question in a lot of ways, but if I could just summarize it pretty quickly, I had a really wonderful childhood. I mean, I was raised by my parents, my uncle, and then my grandparents. So my grandpa, who I'm named after, Richard, he's probably the most influential figure in my life, I would say, to this day. Like, he helped raise me and my sisters. And yeah, I just had I don't know, like, I feel like anyone else there was good, there was bad. Had some amazing, like, my childhood was so fire, but so sick. And then as you get older, you experience things, you go through things, try to navigate it all. But I mean, overall, like, it's made me who I am today. So I feel like it would take much more than this podcast to like go all the way into like my childhood and like all that kind of stuff. But all I would say is that my family is incredible. I have 3 wonderful sisters, including my twin sister. We always had lots of animals. Grew up in the church. Still a big part of my life is my faith. And yeah, just again having that example of my grandpa. I mean, really everyone in my life. Like, I'm the culmination of truly wonderful parents, truly incredible community and friends, and then ultimately like having like that figure of my grandfather of like, this is what a man looks like. And just having that as a North Star always is like been very helpful throughout the
Awesome.
years. So
Yeah, I mean, can you get into a little bit more like the athletic side of your life too? Because Ricky is probably one of the most resilient people you've ever met. His story of like just getting so many injuries
do
and
your pillars.
all of it,
Getting effed up.
and like
do the
his
effed up
his
pillars.
mindset, his philosophy of life is so cool. This guy just ran about 50 miles for his birthday in March. And we almost have the same birthdays. We're like a day apart.
yes, we are a day apart.
Just different years. But he ran 50 miles from Makapu'u to Barbers Point
Just cause.
just to raise money for like mental health awareness and stuff. So yeah, this guy's a beast, and you know, just go ahead and
Yeah,
tell
quick
them a little bit
credentials.
about
Quick,
yourself.
Okay.
quick
Yeah,
credentials, including like the
Okay.
messed up stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the messed up parts, we'll go with that. I think contextually that's probably like a good jumping off point. So based off of what Kamaka just shared about what we did this, and again, it wasn't just me. Kamaka joined me for some miles. Jordan joined me for a bunch of miles. Like it was much bigger than just myself running it. You guys also ran it with me. So we ran across the island for a good cause.
Ricky.
Okay, fine. We're pretty
Praise
honest.
points.
Jordan and I,
Praise points.
we basically did everything.
Talk about
Yeah.
yourself.
We're just trying to be humble
dude.
here.
Talk
So-
about yourself.
It's available on YouTube, the Lighthouse
Yeah, go
Project.
check it out on YouTube if you want to watch the whole documentary.
Brian made a beautiful
He
documentary.
made a beautiful documentary. Okay, shut up. I'm trying to talk about myself. So contextually with that is I've gone through a lot of injuries, had a lot of downs, especially with my body just not liking me. So my first instance with this was when I was 13. I almost died from my duodenum collapsing. So duodenum is your first part of your small intestines. It collapsed randomly. I asked the doctors, why does it happen? He said it's just like one of those 1 in 500,000 things. I just drew the short straw pretty much. So duodenum collapse. I was out of school for the first like half of my freshman year because of that, and long recovery. I didn't realize how much your abs do outside of like doing sit-ups. Is it helps you laugh and cough, and pretty much anything to do with like sitting up and being upright is everything you do is like with your core. So the surgeon's having to cut through that. It was a long process of rehab, getting back to just for me at the time, like playing football was a big aspect of what I wanted. Wanted to just show up and crush Hilo High School every year.
Never happened.
Dude.
And now, bro, I don't want to get into the current states of
We're
like
gonna
high
talk
school
about the
football.
100 to
Bro,
whatever.
I was literally gonna say that. Like,
demolishing.
dude, it's terrible. But yeah, that was like a big aspect of like my passion when it comes to like my start of passion for fitness. Because when I first started playing football my freshman year, I literally showed up to the weight room. I'd never been to a weight room before. I never played tackle football until my freshman year, and would go in and we had to max out like our bench, you know, at like 13. I was thinking like, oh, I don't know, I've never done this before. And guys are in there like my age, they can bench like a plate at least. And I could barely push the bar off my chest. And I remember feeling so defeated. And I went outside and I just was crying on the bench. And then my coach was like, hey, Ricky, it's like, if the good news is if you work hard, you can be better than everyone else here in this room. And that was the first time, shout out to Coach Pule, it was the first time I ever had the concept of like outworking the lack of talent, because I have like literally zero talent. I'm the most vanilla, like 5'8", $165, like slow, not quick, can't jump high, don't have hands, like just not an athletic build at all. I don't come from an athletic family. I just love football, so it's something I wanted, and so I saw this opportunity to like, okay, I'm gonna work hard to like get better at this. So coming back from my intestine surgery, my goal was to make varsity my sophomore year, and just going to a local gym. My friends' cousins, Ka'i and Pono, shout out to them. They've been like huge instruments of not only showing me what it looks like to invest in an individual from physically and how that just changes their entire lives, but then also why I do what I do today. They literally changed my life, and I want to do the same for other people. So from there, like getting to make it to varsity, but then my sophomore year, I remember one day like sitting there after school, and then all of a sudden I just started like, kind of isolated myself, and I just started crying and having like this breakdown. I remember calling my mom being like, I think something's like wrong with me, because I was having this stretch of like just feeling like not right, like within my own body. And then I go to the doctors, and we do some tests, and we do some questioning, and pretty much they come back and they're just like, we're pretty sure you have clinical depression, which essentially is like a chemical imbalance. So when you feel the neurochemical that creates sadness, your body doesn't really know how to regulate it. It just like floods it. So when I feel sad about something, it could be something as silly as I break my pencil during a test. I just become like apathetic and like unconsolable, you know? And ever since then, to this day, I struggle with my mental health. I struggle with depression. It's a big aspect of why, again, I train and why I work with other people. Mental health is a big aspect of my life, and why I did the Lighthouse Project, running Lighthouse to Lighthouse for Fight Story. Our friend Angela, who's been on the pod as well, you know, she's doing great work, and it's the reason why I wanted to do that. And so that's always been a big aspect of it too. Is not just the physical hurdles, but then the mental side as well. Fast forward now, just run through them. Junior year, shoulder surgery, completely torn rotator cuff, 180 labrum tear, AC joint, 3 out of 4 rotator cuffs torn playing football. Ballooned up to 230 pounds, pre-diabetic, hypertensive, and that's the part of where the fitness and the health side really kicked in, of like learning like eating right and like getting my body right, leaning back down to play my senior year to do well enough to play in college. After my freshman season, I had the worst injury I've had to myself, and what a lot of people know me as is the dude with the bad knees. Is my right knee pretty much exploded during spring game. I had a lineman chop me from the outside in. MCL was gone, ACL was gone, small rupture in patella, bucket tear, meniscus, semitendinosis and semimembranosis. 2 of my 3 hamstrings torn. Medial aspect of my quad was torn. And it was just pretty much like skin holding like my leg together pretty much. It was just like completely just wrecked it. And since then I've had 4 reconstructive knee surgeries, bone grafts. And it was after my 4th surgery that my doctors told me like, hey, like running's probably out of the cards moving forward. Like, I don't think you should run anymore. You probably shouldn't like be really careful when you lift, but shouldn't be running. And I signed up for a marathon after that. And this was in 2021, and kind of the rest is history from there. And that's why, like, again, the culmination of the Lighthouse Project, doing that run this past March was kind of, thank you for like that jumping off point, because it really is the culmination of my story from the fitness side of the mental health, the physical struggles, but also like this overcoming, being told like this glass ceiling that people are putting on you of like, hey, you can't run anymore. And it's like, well, not only will I run a marathon in 2021, I'm going to run an ultra marathon in 2022. I'm going to do an Ironman in 2023. I'm going to do another marathon, 2 more marathons the years following that. And I'm going to run across the island for a good cause, you know?
That's insane, Ricky. I mean, for someone like me going through all these injuries, it's super inspiring, you know, like you had 4 reconstructive knee surgeries, and this is my first knee surgery, and I'm like, frick, if Ricky can do it, like, I'm sure I can do it, you know?
Yeah, I have so many clients that I work with, and again, it's like it's been a cool blessing of like, at the point when I first injured the knee, it was a moment of like, yeah, like why is this happening to me, right? It's like you're an athlete and you're fast and you're athletic, and all of a sudden you're like can't walk, and it's such a crazy like mental blow. And I know you've like,
the pain is pain. It's physical. It's whatever, you can deal with it.
It's the mental.
The mental side's hard.
It's super tough. But that experience of going through that has given me like an excess of empathy when it comes to individuals who have that, and like saying like, hey, this is the journey I've been through. Like, if I can do it, you can do it as well, and be able to work with it. So I have a crew called the BKB, the Bad Knee Boys, that we work together. I have like several of them, and they all have effed up knees like me, and we're just, it's like, and again, like, and to encourage you is like, you are doing all the right things and you're heading in the right direction. And it's cool to see your rehab process firsthand.
Yeah. I gotta get into that fitness studio.
The BKB is always accepting
I might have to
applicants.
Join the BKB.
Add Trey.
Yeah.
Add Trey
from Watah.
Nah, bro, he's still smoking people in the 40. He's
That's
good.
so funny.
Before we move on from that, I also want to say what's super impressive, because I train with Ricky, like we train together, like we run together and we live together. In my head, when I heard your stories, I was like, wow, so he's good now. Like, he's like basically like overcome it. Like, he ran a marathon, he's an Ironman, he's good. Nah, dude, like there's days, if not like every other week, where he's still handicapped, dude. Like, we'll be running and like it still acts up. Or like we'll be doing like Bulgarian split squats. And it's very clear that his right knee is still way like, it's just spazzing, and he's just like, it's just one of those days. I'm like, what the like that's a tough motherfucker. Like,
it is one of those things. I think it's the mentality of, we're talking about this off camera, of like perception of when people see someone do something well, right? There's always gonna be, you're an easy target. And so I think the perception of like, I always hear now, because running is relatively new to me. Like, I used to hate running, and now it's like something I love. But it's always I hear now, it's like, well, it's because you're a runner. Like, it's easy for you. Like, it must be nice that like running comes so naturally. And it's like, dude, every step hurts. Every step hurts. Like, to this day, like, it's not something that it's something I love to do, but it's not easy to do. It's a very different thing.
It looks easy and effortless because of all the work that you put in prior to that.
Right. Exactly.
Which is like a lot of things. A lot of times, how people view the things we see on social media is like, oh yeah, this person's jacked and can run miles, but they don't see the work that you had to put in to get like that. Even like playing guitar or drums and going through everything you did. So
and it is, I think it is a cool, because I mean, objectively, my leg doesn't look, my leg looks fine. It's like it's not like you can't like look at it and be like, there's something wrong with it. But I am missing still parts of my hamstring. I'm still like missing, like I don't have a meniscus in this leg. I'm still like missing pieces. It's not like a full leg, and that's why I also think too with like mental health is so like important to like talk about it and like to lead in the front in a way is you can't like sit here and just like see someone on the street be like, that's someone who's like struggling, right? Unless you like talk to them and have a conversation. And in the same way, like it is, and I'm grateful to get the chance to talk about it, is like people who are coming back from injuries, any kind of injury. It's like I'm here to say like there's a way, there's a route. Don't let people like put you in a box, because the only way you're going to be able to stop is if you stay down, right? It's a classic, like you get knocked down 7 times. In my case, 6 surgeries. You get up 7 times, So that's all it is.
Beautiful. There's one thing I'm missing too. It's my friend Jordan.
Damn. Dang, dude. Now that a surgery can't fix.
But it is a good segue into you,
Surgery
Mr.
can't fix
High Water
that.
Boy.
Surgery can't fix that, brother.
3 to 5 business days to text me back sometimes now.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a nice thing about being close with somebody that you can be very blunt. And this is what we talk about off camera, about like conversations with like how men communicate versus how women communicate. Like even in like romantic relationships or just friendships, like the way I communicate with you guys, and especially Jordan, I cannot communicate with my sister. I cannot communicate with Faith. It's just totally different. I can say the exact same thing in the exact same tone, and they react to it differently.
Totally.
Although I would argue that we know some men that you still can't communicate.
Yeah, well, I
So
mean,
blunt.
it's an umbrella term,
yeah.
but I mean, I guess it's our circle of people that we're tough and can take it. So, but give us a little Spark Notes version of
Spark Notes. My
of
name
you.
Jordan.
Even
My name Jordan.
from Guam, and actually another full circle moment you played in Guam.
Yeah, I got to play it in Guam. My name's Jordan, also known as JT, and I run the studio that produces this podcast
And many other.
and other podcasts called Dakine Media. And now I'm the drummer for High Watah. And that's pretty much what consumes my life for the past year. And to Kamaka's point, is another point of contention, trying to figure out, it's a new season and trying to balance those things. I am not doing the best at it, which is interesting because when you go through seasons, like you think you nailed a skill until you're in like a new season with new variables, and that skill totally just goes out the window.
Totally.
Like I'm like, nah, dude, like last year I was great at communication. Like I got this. Then boom, a new season comes and I'm just the absolute worst.
I think that's true in a lot of aspects of our life too. Because when you said that, I think about like me getting maybe a little bit too comfortable with the podcast and sponsorships and everything. Maybe like, okay, it's on autopilot, it's on cruise control, and then boom, something happens. Sponsor drops out because of budget cuts, whatever, and now I'm like left with a couple months of just like losing money now, and I'm like scrambling to find things. So I think we always gotta like stay on our toes, right?
Yeah.
And stay proactive, and that's a lesson I'm learning now.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my Spark Notes. I'm a lucky man.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan is cooler than he looks. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also to give you yourself credit.
Oh, God, here we go.
I would say you're doing a pretty phenomenal job, because to also not give like what he's also not elaborating on is that, I mean, his normal, like, I mean, not even 9 to 5, because he's here most times longer than that, or working at home longer. He's like running the business, running the pods, make sure talking with editors and shooters and that kind of stuff. And then we'll leave for several days on the weekend to play I don't know, 4 or 5 shows and 4 to 5 different places just to come back
Crazy
here,
schedule,
land,
yeah.
come right back into the studio, rinse and repeat this, you know. And again, I think that's something that we all can relate to and share with. I know Josh has an insane schedule, like insane.
This is the most I've seen him since I've met him.
Yeah,
Because they're
Yes.
not on tour right now.
Yes.
and but he's literally gonna leave in 3 days.
Yep.
Well, and you just got back from.
Just
Yep.
got back.
He just
Where'd
got
you
back
go,
from
Guam?
Guam.
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
Guam.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a gnarly
Yeah.
lifestyle.
These two are living that rock star lifestyle
Yeah.
mixed in with like all other kinds of things too.
And that's the thing is like I was gonna say is like yes they are rock stars like 100%, but the thing that to me is more impressive is the character in which that they uphold in the midst of that, and on top of that, not just being incredible dudes, but are entrepreneurs on top of that is nuts.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's something like you don't find individuals like this who can juggle all those things at a high level. So to give yourself credit is like I feel like even within this past year you've grown tremendously in the way you have been able to handle those things, and it still is like it's like I mean I hate to go back to fitness because that's literally the world I know, but the only way you get stronger is by pushing weight that's a little outside your comfort zone. And I think that's just where your life is right now. You're pushing through things that are like outside your comfort zone, but you're growing so much through that.
Yeah, I mean, it's either gonna kill you or you grow from it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I'm not dead yet.
I love that saying, the weights don't get lighter, you just get stronger.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
And that's how we grow as and there's so many things so many cliches you can say, pressures makes
Yeah.
diamond, all these other things. But one thing that I want to talk about before we get into a shishi break, there's no social media questions today. What?
Perfect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Josh needs a.
Let's
a
make this
shishi break.
segment long.
Let's test
I'm
his
like,
mental
oh, how can I
fortitude.
go another hour and a half?
No, don't worry. We got shishi breaks on lock here on the Keep It Low podcast.
That's so
I want to talk about friendships. You know, let's get into that. And I think the male friendships between males, to me, in my experience, and I don't want to, again, just generalize, but from my life experience, it's so much different between like the female friendship, right? We'll get into that, but I'm kind of curious too because this all happened like kind of in the last couple of months. Like Jordan and Namba's always been friends. Namba has always for the last couple of years it's been on the go, so like rarely saw him, just met him a few times. And then Ricky, you're over here, so you guys interact a lot, and it's so cool to see that like two of the people that I know in life became friends. That's like the coolest thing is like when your other friend becomes friends.
Oh,
like
yeah.
one of the hard things in life is to mix community. So say you have like a birthday party and like, okay, which friend should I invite, right? Are these groups of this group of friends is gonna mesh with this group of friends? But I feel like all this like mesh so naturally, right? And it takes a certain person. Like I know I could invite you guys to anything that I do because you can get along with anybody. Right? There's certain people it's like, okay, I can't have this person here because I don't know if they're gonna, match with this person. But yeah, it's cool. You guys created this community. You guys started a Bible study, and you guys became really, really close friends, like besties. Like if you got married to Hannah again, Jordan would be in your
Facts.
party, right?
Facts,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, and
Facts.
that's only happened in the last couple of years. Like for me, a lot of my best friends are childhood friends.
Yeah.
And then along the way in life, you got your high school friends, your college friends, your sports friends, your business friends. And I think as an adult, and Jordan and I talked about this before, it's like basically your coworkers become your best friends, right? It's like the people that you see the most.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of what's going on right now. So like how did this this whole bond of all three of you, and then you got really close with Namba too. You got on his guest list to go to the show, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I had to buy tickets. Let's just put that out there. $100 tickets.
Worth
Let's
it.
just
though.
put that out.
Hey, worth every
Thank you.
penny.
I want to support though. I want to support. Yeah. So how did this all happen?
Like the three of us?
Yeah, and then like even with Sterling and like
Well, the biggest one is Ricky and I see each other. Ricky trains me 3 times a week. He's been training me for like the past year
Year and a half.
and a half.
Yeah.
And then we work in the same building. So that one, naturally, we like interfaced a lot. And this is assuming that everyone in this circle, we all have the same core values that draw us to each other. But how it got closer is I interfaced with him a lot. And I went through just a bunch of life with him. And then Namba, I always known for a long time. And we're both like low maintenance. But Ricky mentioned to me that like a different frame to look at low maintenance is loyalty. So like if you don't see them for a year and then all of a sudden you see them again and you can go right back, or you can show up for an important event in their life, it's that can be viewed as loyalty instead of low maintenance. But the recent emergence of Namba is because he was back. Like Namba like disappeared, like Aang. Like
When you needed him the
he was in
most.
Maui. He was literally busy building what you've seen Maoli become. That was Namba, and he left. He was on Maui for a while, and you just wouldn't see Namba. So the fact that he's like back, and then I don't know, Bible study, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was, I met Ricky at your birthday.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
Yeah.
Rigo. We love, that's our
Yeah.
spot. We love going
And
there
that's
for
where
birthdays.
everyone met, actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Rigo,
yeah.
that's right.
What's our boy?
That's-
Shout out to Jace, our waiter. Jace is
Yes.
always there and
Jace.
serves us.
Yes.
I think that's
Shout
when
out
I
to
kind of
Jace.
just reconnected with everyone, because
Yeah.
I had already known you,
Mhm.
but that's when I kind of reconnected, and then that's when I finally met you, because JT was mentioning about you. Oh, my trainer friend, and then but when we got actually close was only a couple months ago, really.
Yeah, I'd say like 3 or 4 months
Yeah,
ago.
like 3 or 4 months ago. But I was I was flying back from Australia, and we had just well, to give some context, we had just finished an East Coast tour, and we finished in DC, and then we had to go from Washington DC all the way to Australia, which was like 22 hours or something, and then Australia back to Hawaii, which was 7 or 8 hours or something. And I was just feeling like bust up, like my body was like, I was just in pain just from traveling so much. And I was like, I gotta take care of myself. And then I don't have, I mean, I have like I'm not like a beginner to fitness or like weightlifting and stuff, but I was like, you know what, I want to invest, and I'm gonna hire a trainer. And I was like, Ricky, I know Ricky. So I was like, I'll just hit him up, DM'd him. And then that's when we started training.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that's around the same time we started the
Sorry about
Bible
Bible
study, because I
study.
just pulled up to the studio one day and they're like, oh, we're gonna have Bible study in half an hour. You want to join? I was like, perfect.
Yeah. And then Sterling is kind of like the fourth. I mean, we don't interface with Sterling as much, but Sterling is definitely like a key piece because he started the Bible study with Ricky.
Mhm.
Then Sterling went on your Sterling went on your
My
podcast.
podcast. You met you.
And he
Ricky
met
was
Ricky.
there when Sterling was here, and I introduced you guys.
And so again,
Yeah.
it goes back to kind of the conversation of like, it's crazy to see like the different like threads of life that kind of
yeah.
intersect, because it's the only pod I think I've been in here, because I come and co-work in here whenever there's other people in the studio next door training. So I come in here, co-work with Jordan, and I think it's like one of the only podcasts I ever like sat in that you were recording, and it just happened to be Sterling.
Oh, you stayed here.
And I
Yeah,
stayed here
he's in the
listening.
back.
And then I heard that he went to One Love. It's the church that me and Hannah go to. So I was like, oh. And so we started talking afterwards, and I was interested in some of the stuff that he was doing. He was also, entrepreneur, starting a business. So I was like, I would love to pick his brain, grab coffee. And by the end of it, he was just talking about we need more Bible studies with entrepreneurs, and I want to start one. And I said, I'd come with you. So it literally started with just me and him, and it's not like
dude.
crazy people. I was like, I'll do it. And
The next week, Ricky was like, "Oh yeah, we have a Bible study with Sterling." I was like, "Oh, sick. Who's in it?" He's like, "Me and Sterling."
me and Sterling, dude. That's all we
I
need.
don't know.
Yeah, all you need, 2 people.
I think that's just a meeting.
Yeah,
You know.
and so we started doing that, and it's just, again, it just goes back to, I think so. I have 2 parts of like to your question though. Like my answer would be, one, how did this happen? I think the biggest thing is Hannah and I talk about a lot of like, what is it about certain individuals that we are attracted to, right? Like when you go through life, exactly what you said, like most of your friends, your closest friends are from your childhood because of proximities, where you're born. It's like the hometown you grow up in, and it's so rare to find individuals later in life that you become truly close with. And I'm blessed enough to know these 2. I have several other friends too. Like Vinny is another guy in my life that I'm like become really, really close with. And it made me start to think like, these are guys I've met later in life. Why is it that I'm so drawn to these individuals? And I mean, the biggest thing is giving credit to just like their character. Like just the biggest thing that I think I seek in individuals is how genuine they are. If they're like authentically themselves. Like I don't care if they're polished or successful or any of those things, but like are they genuinely themselves, and do we align characteristically? Are our values the same, right? And both ambitious, both incredible dudes, men who are trying to better themselves physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, right? It's just like inspiring. I just love being around guys who, like selfishly, I love being around dudes who are doing big things and like are trying to chase greatness in their own right. And I don't know, just doing it all for the right reasons, I guess. And so like that's kind of where the basis of it is, of like, man, like I really like mess with these guys. Like they're just awesome dudes. And the bigger picture, the other answer to it would be, I could just be like, bro, it's such a God thing. Like it really is. I can't like sit here and be like, it was all planned. It was all like, of course I would have met these guys and it all makes sense. Like it's such a God thing. There was nothing I did that was like intentionally trying to like force these people into my life. Like God was like, I used to pray for like solid dudes in my life.
Like I think, I mean, I'd been praying for some sort of Bible study to go like actually like go deeper for a couple years, and then that just like happened in front of my face, and I was like, oh, okay, perfect, yeah, that was totally a God thing. And then even just having you as a trainer, I've had other trainers in the past, and then I could just tell they don't really care, you know. I was like, but I could tell from the get-go, I'm like, one, not only you know what you're talking about, but you actually care about not just me, but I see like when I'm leaving and the next person is coming in, you start talking with them, and you're talking about things in their life. I'm like, dude, this guy, how do you remember all these things? Like that's crazy. It's like it's almost like a barbershop, but like this is like the fitness barbershop.
Yeah.
You're like,
Those
dang,
conversations.
I was like, but
I appreciate that.
yeah, man,
Awesome.
that's like, yeah, it's totally a God thing,
Yeah,
for sure.
All a God
well,
thing, dude.
I want to say it real quick because we can actually do this in an interesting way. Our shishi break. We don't actually have to stop the podcast recording because there's four of us. Usually, I take a break because I'm just me and the guest. But we can just like take turns going while the other people talk.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
Let me
go.
first.
So
So
Namba
Namba,
first.
you-
I'm
you
are
after
excused.
Namba.
I'm after
Okay,
Jordan.
I'm
I'm
after
gonna say
Namba.
I'm after Namba.
Nope.
But, okay, I'm really good at holding my shishi, so it's
Okay,
fine.
I will
Yeah.
leapfrog off of that because it's. I mean, you know, you don't want to always come off heavy Christianese, but I think that's all the answers at the top of our head. It's a God thing. This space is a God thing, and everything that came from this space, therefore, is a God thing.
It is. Please continue.
And I think we all prayed for every single thing that we talked about. We've prayed for. I prayed for Watah, not by name, but that opportunity. I prayed for all of it, like even the studio, like the people I met in my life. And then the fascinating thing I just realized about Namba is it's super interesting because you would think that when you are, whether you're religious or not, or believe in God, whether you're praying for people to enter your life, new people, or if you're not a Jesus believer, like trying to manifest or trying to network and find new people, you always assume it's going to be new people. So like you're a new person in my life. You were a new person in my life. I knew Namba for so long, but the capacity in which I'm doing life with him now is completely different. So that's like, I'm kind of like mind blowing myself when I look at him because I'm like, that's so interesting that sometimes the right people are in your life, but it's just not time yet for you guys to unlock that capacity in your
I mean,
relationship.
it's kind of like us.
Mhm.
You think about. I mean, like we always knew each other, but just it's so crazy that, again, like where life has kind of like come back to being where it is now. There he is.
Yeah. And we knew each other just from young life. I don't think we ever like hung out
Yeah.
outside of that, and that's kind of like everything in my life. That's why I always say proximity is the best wingman. Whether that a friendship or trying to get to know somebody on like a romantic level. If you just spend enough time with somebody, most likely you'll end up liking them or not liking them, right? So in our case, we liked each other. We definitely have a great bond. But if you didn't have the studio here, we would not be as close.
No, totally.
Because remember, we actually ran into each other in
Yes.
Kailua Shopping Center.
Yes.
This was like 2022 maybe.
Yeah.
I think
It was,
so.
it was whenever you hurt your knee playing soccer and you had I remember you had a crutch when I saw you.
Oh yeah. I just somebody like ran into mine. It wasn't like broken. It was just like super swollen.
Yes.
I don't even know what happened, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ran into you over there because I was getting the spicy chicken katsu at that place.
Yes.
And I don't think I've seen you since
Nope.
Hilo. I think right.
That was the first time we were running into each other.
10 years maybe.
Since like literally in 10 years. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize you at first. It's like you were like Ricky, and I turned around and I was like, Kamaka, like whoa,
Yeah.
crazy. And I also just contextually is like it's so funny when you see people like we knew each other growing up, so I knew you in the context of the Big Island. But whenever you see people now, I'm sure you see like classmates or something, from like back home here now, you bump into people and be like, it takes a second because it's like, oh, I know you from like back home, but the fact you're here on Oahu is like crazy.
Yeah, and then we talked about like, oh yeah, what are you doing here? We caught up like, oh, let's go surf because I was really into surfing back then. And they're like, yeah, let's go. But we never did because you live out in Kahaluu, like that side. I'm in town. That's like so far. So like we never actually did that. And now, because you're right here, proximity, we were able to get closer because we have an excuse to be around each other. And I feel like, going out of your way, it is I feel like a good sign of loyalty. But I feel like you need to have that foundation first. Like we just reconnected. I'm not gonna go out of my way to really hang out. And I already I had a girlfriend at that time. I had my own like things going on. So like it's not a priority, right? So now like if there's something going on like a birthday or like even a game night that I have at my house, like I go out of my way to invite you. You go out of your way to drive all the way over there from where you're at all the way to town to hang out. So I think there's like different levels, right, at different times in a certain, relationship or friendship. So proximity.
Proximity is huge. There's something about you're talking about, because initially we were talking about when it comes to friendships. Oh, he's crawling out. There he goes.
Yeah.
Dude, athlete.
Hey, PT works.
PT
you
works,
wouldn't be
bro.
able to do that. You wouldn't be able to
Smoke bomb.
do that 3 months ago. 3 months ago, that could not happen. Hey,
And
shout out
conversation's
PT.
over.
Who's editing this one?
Let's not bring that up.
Okay. You can cut that. I was just saying, clip that.
Clip that. Oh yeah, just Ozzy.
Ozzy.
No, I think Ben. Ben will be doing the
Ben,
clips.
clip that.
Clip that, Ben.
Clip that. No, I was just gonna say like the first thing Kamaka brought up though about male friendships that I think should be like a little highlighted more though. I'm a big fan of is I think men should be more comfortable like gassing other dudes up. Like that's something like I feel very grateful like having friends like you guys in my life and like guys like Vinny who's all again doing big things, pursuing big things. I just feel like for the longest time it's just something that I see more of now, but I think it's important that like dudes should gas up other dudes when it comes to their success in their businesses or whatever they're doing in life. It's just not seen enough. Here he comes. This freaking guy.
Ninja Jutsu. I'm back.
Dude.
Crazy.
Dude.
Unreal.
Like I never left.
Unreal.
I was thinking as
Now
soon
I
as
get what Emma's talking about.
hey, too soon. So I was over Shishin and I was thinking like, wow, why I have like this weird feeling like maybe a little anxiety because I was like, I think it's FOMO or a little control. Like my podcast, this is my baby, this is my work. It's like I'm driving the ship and I'm just like leaving.
Oh yeah, we talked about all different kinds of stuff just now.
Yeah.
So
We
I was
just
trying
had
to
5 amazing conversations and
He's
clips
like, oh my
about
God, I
you.
need to get back.
Yeah. So I was like, I heard you guys talking. And I was like, I think it was a bit of FOMO and a bit of like, I left my car
Yeah.
while it was on the freeway and like other people are around, but there's like, I'm not the one driving, it's like you guys went into the driver's seat and I think it was a little control thing. Yeah. Sorry, just a little
Is
analyzing
that,
myself.
are you get after that psycho analysis, you think there's like a negative connotation to that?
No, I think that's just what it is. I think I broke it down very fast. I was like, I think it was just like my podcast is going without me, and that's never happened before, right? Like I have no control. I have no idea what you guys are doing, what you guys are talking about.
You're gonna go back to
If it's
that
flowing.
exact moment to watch it.
Yeah. So I think it was like it's a weird feeling. That was a weird
That's
feeling.
true, because that's the only time you were gone that was recorded.
Yeah.
You left before, but it wasn't on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not here to monitor. It's just like business. It's like I still timestamp everything
Yeah.
personally. I post all the clips. I write all the captions. I do everything myself because I don't trust anybody else doing it to the ability that I can do it.
Yeah.
And same with you, like you having to give up editing and people shooting was a big step, right? Because like, I mean, I think I had more of an issue with it than you because I'm like, I only want you to do it because I know your quality of work.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we've had to get used to over the last like year and a half,
I'm
right?
still trying to work on that.
Yeah.
That problem has not been solved yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Namba? Did you have to like play around with that idea too? Because you do everything yourself, right? So, and it's not on a scale where you're like hiring other people, like managing.
I do most of it myself still.
Okay, list it out. What do you do?
So I do all the social media content. Not all, most. I do most of the social media content, and I do all the music videos. And I do. Oh, recently, the past few concerts, I've been doing the visuals as well. But there have been like times where I do work with someone else. Like recently, past couple tours, like we had videographers shoot just because I'm so wrapped up with I'm juggling so many things. I just can't always be there to shoot. So then those are the times where I am kind of like delegating, and I'm just telling them, working with these guys, and I'm like, okay, this is the shots I want. This is what try to do this, but I'm not trying to like give them like you need to follow these rules. I'm like, this is kind of what I want. This is the reasons why I want it, because this is the final product. But like, do your own thing too. Like I want to see what you bring to the table, see your vision for things too.
But do you trust them right off the start, or you have to like build trust? Because like for Jordan and I, we've been working together for the last couple of years, so I trust him and I know what I'm gonna get. So when he's like, "Oh, this other person is recording or this other person is editing," I'm like really worried,
I think because I try to take a look at what they have done already, So I know like at least I'm gonna get this, and I know like from the get go, yeah, they're not gonna get what I want. But I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to like, I'm not holding them to that standard. But I'm like, but my main thing is like, okay, can you take criticism? Can you take instruction from me? And can you just get along? Like, are you the right fit for not only just the job, but like the crew as a whole? Because I think that's actually like one of the most important things is just like the culture and the vibe of it. Like, if you're not able to get along with everybody and crack jokes and have fun, but also like when it's time to work, you gotta go to work.
Yeah.
Like I'll take that and being coachable over like having the exact skills any day.
Because you can work on the skill. Most times you can't work on your personality and your values and morals and stuff like that.
Yeah. So that's for me, that's most important. And and especially like when we're on tour, like you're spending every day with these people. It's like you don't want to be in a bus with people you don't like. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I want to ask you two about too, is because you guys go on these crazy trips, like schedule from like Maui to Vegas to Oahu to Big Island, back to Oahu to Kona to international to, it's insane. Like, how do you do that? Like, I mean, even though I give Jordan crap about it, like I understand, I get it. He's really busy. I go on one flight, I'm like, and then I gotta work, like I just went to New York and I didn't sleep on the plane. I had to go to the hotel, work. Everybody else is sleeping, but I have to work and do everything. But then I have rest. You guys play a show, get on a flight, play a show, get on a flight, play a show, get on a flight.
Yeah.
How?
Well, for the music geeks that are dreaming of this life, there's a difference between what Kamaka's talking about. Josh or Namba goes on tours, so he'll fly out and he'll go on a bus, and they'll spend your longest one was like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
2 months away.
2 months straight.
Yeah, the way where High Watah's at is we basically fly out on weekends, and that whole weekend we're just jet setting around as fast as we can to as many places because we have to come back on Oahu
For other life stuff.
for other life stuff, and because we're just not doing the mainland touring bus where you're out for a while. Yeah, mine's gnarly. I don't know. I have to figure it out. But like for example, this past weekend alone, Thursday we went to Kauai. Friday we went back to Oahu for Republic. Saturday we went to Molokai. Had to go hop on a Maui flight from Molokai to go to Vegas to go visit Ricky in Vegas, and then I come back here, and it's just like, okay, I'm shooting a podcast the next day. Yeah, I gotta figure it out. It's gnarly.
The Hilo one was crazy. The Mary Monarch, when we were there, you guys played in Hilo, and then you went to Vegas like
Oh yeah,
couple hours
I think we did
after.
Hilo, Vegas, San Diego, like every single day.
And then I think you went like Maui or Kona or something,
Yes,
and then
man.
or to Waimanalo at the guys
Yeah.
Teteroa's.
It's a gnarly
party.
one. I think it would be less gnarly if I didn't have to run the studio at the same time, because then that means when I'm back I can just like chill. But
Yeah.
it's a work in progress.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm grateful. I always tell people like I'm living the dream, dude. Like to be able to do both is wild. So I'll take whatever that lifestyle throws at me and I'll just figure out how to deal with it, because I'm living the dream, man. Like people dream about having one of the things I have. I want to run a business. That's my dream. Or I want to play in a band. That's my dream. I get to do both, dude. So
Mhm.
like I look in the mirror, I'm like, figure it out, buddy. Like figure it out.
Don't complain that there's too much food on the
Yeah.
plate when the goal is to eat.
The goal was to eat, man.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm just saying that to be positive, but there's actual like objective steps that I take and try to like be self-aware about and work on to try to figure it out, because
Yeah.
a lot of it's not sustainable. Also, I know that it's not gonna last forever.
Mhm.
Like I remember telling you that
Yeah.
like these days of flying every single day to a new place is not gonna last forever. Like
Enjoy it.
I'm not gonna be playing in High Watah at 80 years old. So I'm living it up. You know, I don't have kids, so I'm just grateful and
Yeah.
taking it, dude.
I think that's a similar thing we all share is although we have a great work ethic, we're also grateful of what we have, the good and the bad times. Because, it's like we all understand that, we would be complaining about what people would be dreaming of doing, like we complain that, oh, I gotta come into the podcast after a flight. I just came from Broadway in New York and
Yeah.
I gotta go record a podcast that I do for a living, right? Like how disrespectful would that be to just complain about that, right? Just because some people would dream of doing that, right? Or be like, I'm so tired from 2 months of touring all over the world and playing at the biggest stages with the biggest band in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, but man, that's people would
Dude,
die to do that.
I remember
right?
taking one flight to Maui one time just for like, I was like working for my uncle at the time, and I was like, man, how cool would it be to like just go to different islands for work?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And then I was just like, this would be so cool. Like,
Uh-huh.
I just hop on a flight and then like go to work for the day and then fly out the next day. And fast forward, it's like, I think I did the math. Like, I think I'm 40 plus flights in
Pulani Platinum.
this, and it's only halfway through the year.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of flights.
I would say the only exception is like what Ricky do. I don't dream to do ultra marathons. And,
Oh, what?
No, Ricky's okay. So Ricky's a psychopath.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
not
let's
like,
get that out of the
I
way.
think like that's
You choose
the
your
thing.
pain. You choose your
Okay,
pain.
so Ricky's a psychopath. Now, Namba, what do you think about 2 months on the
Yeah.
road?
Well, I will say to circle back though, to your original question, like how to do that, like all these flights and stuff, or just juggling a bunch of things. That was one thing I had to kind of figure out this year, because I got to a point where I have so many hats that I wear, and I've learned all these abilities, but I got to a point where I'm like, okay, like I do like all these things, and if I'm gonna add something else, that I'm at the point where I'm like something else. If I add something else is gonna fall. And so I'm like at max capacity already earlier this year, and that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, I gotta like focus on my physical health and like in my earlier 20s, like it's like, you know, grind, but now it's like I could feel it like, okay, I need more capacity, so that's why I was like, okay, I need to invest back into myself and back to my physical, and it's been paying off a lot actually. Like I could feel it on stage, and even like after these flights, like I'm not as sore. I'm not. Yep, Mean Training right there.
This episode is sponsored by Mean Training.
Plug 'em.
For your finest fitness
Plug 'em, dog.
training,
Plug 'em,
head to
baby.
meantraining.com.
Body by Mean Training.
Bottom third 'em.
Yo.
Yeah, but like, nah, for real, like physical health has to do a lot with everything, and it just, you know, when you feel better, you're able to think clearly, and it adds a lot. Yeah, yes, it takes more time out of your day inherently. You have less time to do other things, but it's worth it in the long run. So that's one like tangible thing that I've been trying to incorporate this year. Also, like we were just talking about this earlier today in our workout, but there's an element where it's like, if you want to get used to flying, go fly more. Like,
Yeah.
like I just came back from Guam earlier this week, and I was talking with our drummer Elias, and I was like, bro, both of these flights to Guam and back were like 7 hours, and I was like, kind of felt short, yeah. He was like, yeah, it was short, and I was like, oh my gosh, that means I'm getting used to 7-hour flights. That's ridiculous.
That's such a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to get used to something, then do it. Right? You need that rep.
There's just an element of that,
Yeah.
you know, like you can try to like think about it and like be like crafty and like, oh, I'm gonna do this and do that. Like there's an element of just freaking doing it
There's no
over and
shortcut.
again.
There's no life hack. It's like Ricky would know this the best, right? You just do it.
Yeah,
right?
and I think that's the body's magical superpower. Is like it's that black and white. Is if you want to like be able to do a lot of push-ups, you do a lot of push-ups, and then your body will adapt. Like you will grow as a person. If you take a bunch of flights, you'll just adapt to what the variables you're throwing at your body consistently.
And that's where it's like, is that the most healthiest way to live? No, but like that's why you have to train for it. You know, it's like, yeah, like
Dude,
like the lifestyle of touring is not healthy inherently. Like it's not healthy. But I've tried for years. I'm like, okay, maybe on this tour I'll like try to eat this way. I'll do this. Like, no, it's not happening. Like realistically, it's not happening. I realized I was like, the only way if you're trying to lose weight on tour is like intermittent fasting and like not eating
at all.
Yeah.
And not eating late.
Yeah.
You finish the show super late.
Yeah.
So, but that's where I was like, you know what? The happy medium for me is when I'm home, hit it hard, eat healthy, train hard, and then when I leave, then I try to do the best I can.
That's kind of
get ready
the
to stay ready.
reframe that helped me too. Is like, you know what? Like when you're at home, you hit it 100% because you have variables you can control. Because when you're on the road, you don't control anything, dude. And and I think that's where like kind of the mental health and stuff goes out the window. Because like we can all say under controlled circumstances, meaning you know where you're gonna sleep, you know where your house is, you know how long that's gonna take to get to your house. All of those things that we take for granted is out the freaking door when you're on the road. Like you don't even know where you're going, you don't know what you're walking into. Every single day, like it's a new bed every single day, a new environment, a new set of problems, and that's back, and then you have no sleep on top of that, and then you have to perform. So it's just like all those things.
I want to say to your point of like, I totally agree with you. I'm like, you know, we got to be grateful for what we have and everything. And like, but there is an element where it's like, you know, when I was a kid, like I am living the dream that I dreamt of, but then reality is like, it's a job, you know, the reality is, yeah, you're going over there to work. So it's like, I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying this is the reality of it. Like, yeah, you're going over there and it's like, man, like this is hard work. This is like, like, yeah, sometimes, yeah, I don't want to fly. Like, I don't want to fly that long. Like, I'd rather stay home. But I did, full honesty, like I was in that headspace, like maybe earlier this year, like, oh man, like I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Like, but like I did have to, it is a much healthier mindset to just reframe it as like, no, you know what? I'm grateful to do these things.
I get to do.
I get to do these things. In the long run, it's a much healthier mindset. And it is true, like my 12-year-old version of myself would be tripping out that I do all these things. But like, I all that to say, I'm just saying like the reality is once you start doing these things and you're doing them consistently and over, it's like, yeah, it becomes a job. The novelty wears off. And you start to see like the irritating side of things, just like anything else. But it really is a mindset thing. It's like, choosing to be grateful.
Yeah.
I think honestly, this is like a really beautiful like depiction from like a really grand scale of like what you guys do for work and like the schedule that you guys do have. But I think it is a lesson that anyone who's like listening to this can apply to whatever they're doing in life. Something that we always tell clients is control the controllables, because life is not in a vacuum. Like, it is not perfect. Things are gonna come up, emergencies come up, tragedies come up, inconveniences come up. So if we fixate all of our energy and time on the things that are totally out of our control, what other people are doing, what other people are thinking, what's happening in the world, and not focusing on what we can actually control in our lives, dude, you're going to be like playing catch up, right? It's like the only way we can really improve ourselves and focus on that Kaizen mentality that we're talking about at the beginning is to control the controllables, focus on the factors that we can control. And these two guys with like, I will also highlight as obviously good friends with them, but also the dude who coaches them, Josh, has been doing exactly that. Jordan's been doing exactly that. Like, they have crazy lifestyles. They're gone. They're on the road. They're doing all these things. But when they're here and they're in that studio and they're working. They're doing everything they can to control what they can control, like the effort you can control, right? Showing up, have a good attitude, be willing to learn. Those are all things you can control, and they do that, And so I think despite you're a guitar player flying around the world, or you're a mom with 3 kids who are working 2 jobs and is trying their best to figure out, how do I also take care of myself in the middle of a crazy season?
That's crazy.
Control the controllables, right? Like, again, it's choose your heart. Like, we were just talking about this as well. And it really is like the only way forward is through, is like with that. It's like there's gonna be things that you have to do that you don't want to do. And how do I get better at those things? It kind of tying back to everything. A quote I've heard recently is, there's no silver bullet, just a bunch of lead bullets, right? There's no like shortcut. There's no like thing that's gonna come up and fix all your problems. It's just doing the thing over and over and over again and just sucking at it until you get better. And that's it. That's it. And that's fitness. That's finance. That's relationships. That's knowledge. It's everything in life. It's like the only way forward is through.
Totally. One of the things I was thinking of when you were talking about that, and especially because Namba mentioned like health and trying to stay on top of it, is something I saw where it's like, if you're healthy, you have 99 problems, and if you're not healthy, you have 1 problem, right? And that's my life right now. Is all I'm focused on is getting healthy, because that's what I need to have the rest of my life.
Else,
exactly. Like, it stops you from doing so much.
I think that's the thing that people don't realize, and why I'm so passionate about what I do is, at the end of the day, like, I help people do push-ups, if you like boil it down. But why I'm so passionate about it is, like, when you talk about health, there's buckets, right? There's the physical, the mental, the spiritual, the emotional. But it goes so much further than that. Like, it's so hard to be financially healthy if you're physically unhealthy, right? It's hard to be healthy with your relationships if you're not feeling well, right? It's hard. How do you have a healthy relationship if you have a poor relationship with your own self-image, right? Because of like either the way that you're feeling or the way that you feel like you look. All these different aspects play into, at the end of the day, how you operate and maneuver through life. Like, God gave us, the number one tool he gave us is our own bodies. is built to move, literally designed to move. Tendons, muscles, blood vessels, endocrine system, nervous system is designed to move. And if we're not moving, this thing isn't going to operate at the highest level it can. If it's not operating at the highest level physically, how do you expect it to perform physically? How do you expect it to perform in conversations and so forth, right? It literally bleeds into everything. And so yeah, exactly what you're saying. Like, man, like health is everything. Like
Health is wealth.
health
Yeah.
is wealth. Facts, dude.
I just saw going back to tying into that and going back to my trip to Australia earlier this year. It was for this festival called Byron Bay Blues Fest. It's like Australia's version of Coachella or something. It was a really big festival, but I got to watch Christopher Cross and like Toto perform, and like I'm just watching like Steve Lukather from Toto, for all the musicians, music lovers out there, and just watching Steve Lukather, the guitar player from Toto, and like he's this old guy now. I'm not sure how old he is now, but he's just this old dude on stage in front of thousands of people, shredding like just as good as when he was younger. And I'm just like I'm in the crowd. I'm just mind blown, and I'm like, man, I'm way younger than this guy, and this dude is like way better than me. I'm just tripping out. But like that's like, you know, as a musician, that's the dream, right? Like you want to continue to play music, even when you're older.
To the wheels fall off.
Yeah, till the wheels fall off. And like when I was watching him, I didn't think he's an old man at all. I was like, man, that's Steve Lukather. He's still killing it. You know, even Christopher Cross, he's still killing it. He still sounds the same. I mean, I'm sure they have their fair share of, you know, personal health problems or whatever, but like in that moment, they didn't have.
Bro, so I tell people when they ask me like what my fitness goals are personally, I tell them I want to run a marathon at 90. Because it makes you think
Psychopath.
backwards.
Psychopath.
Psychopath.
But it makes you
alert.
it makes you think backwards of like, what do I need to do now in order to run a marathon at 90? What do I need to take care of my joints and my tendons and my body and my health to make sure I can still operate at that level at 90? I just think it's a cool perspective. And yes, I'm also crazy.
And I think, unfortunately, we can scream at everybody that health is wealth. But I think it's like most of the lessons in life, it'll reveal itself to that person
When you're ready.
in time.
Yeah.
Like you will go through something that it opens your eyes to be like, shit, that's right. Everyone was telling me, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
yeah.
I knew that conceptually for years.
We all
know
do.
it conceptually.
Yeah.
Until it
Stop
finally,
eating sugar.
Yeah.
And, you know, all that
yeah,
stuff.
until it finally, I was like, yeah, okay, it's time.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's most lessons in life. Like we already know the lesson, but it's time. Like life will reveal that lesson to you in your own time, and you'll really have to go through it yourself instead of just hearing it conceptually from a second or third party. Like you will go through your own sick days where you're like, shoot, dude, you know.
Yeah. Something I've been thinking about as you guys are all talking is comparison. You know, I feel like comparison gets a bad rep. You know, we hear the saying comparison is the thief of all joy. But I feel like in my life, I like to compare things. And I feel like it can be positive comparison, right? Because like if I'm seeing you guys, like the thing I think about is when I'm tired, I'm traveling, like this past trip, I'm thinking like, I can't believe Jordan has to do this every weekend, you know? And I'm comparing my experience now to what he has to go through in a positive way. Like a lot of times we see things on social media or whatever, you can either be motivated by that or discouraged by that. And that people operate differently. I feel like all of us, when we see something, we're encouraged by it. It motivates us.
I try to be.
You try to be.
Yeah.
I guess it's not always perfect, right?
Yeah.
It's not always perfect, but like I feel like I use comparison as a way to like inspire me to be like, shut up, stop complaining. People have it worse. You know people that has been through worse than you, so you can do it too. You know, and for me at least, that motivates me. For someone like my girlfriend Fate, like if I was comparing something, she wouldn't be motivated by it. You know, you have to approach it in a different way. But for me, I don't know if it's the same for you guys. When I see something like something hard, like your schedules, what you've been through with your body, that motivates me, you know?
It really just depends on the day, you know. For me, like
Maybe I'm a
I
psychopath in that
well,
way.
I could
That's why I
have
like
a.
zombies.
I mean, I would say like most of the time, yeah, I'm the same way. Like I use it as fuel. I like, but there are the I have the bad days where I'll be scrolling and I'm like, I gotta close my phone. I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends on intention.
Uh-huh.
Intention of why you're comparing. Like
Yeah.
the word itself isn't negative. Like comparing. Like when you buy a car, you're gonna compare two cars.
And
And
that's how you get information.
yeah, you're
That's
just
how you get data.
examining what's similar from the cars and what's different.
Yeah.
And so it's just, and that's actually your intention is to make a good decision moving forward that will work best for you. And same thing in comparing. Like if I'm going to compare myself to another drummer, I'm comparing not to make myself. I think you get off at the wrong step if you're comparing for like validation.
I think you gotta look at the reason why you're comparing.
Yeah, and
boosting pride.
already if you're comparing to validate yourself, because we all have self-awareness here, and it's like sometimes I know, oh, I'm gonna go look at this because I want to feel better about myself because I'm hoping that what I'm gonna compare it to is worse than me. But already that mindset's wrong already.
Yeah.
Like-
I do that too, where I'm just
Yeah.
looking at different podcasts and
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, they didn't get as much as views on this as I did, so I'm better.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's already that frame of mind is already wrong.
Mhm.
And then therefore the more you then compare after that, you're already in that mindset. But if you're comparing like, I don't know, like if I'm comparing against a drummer and like I'm trying to look for like similarities, like, oh, okay, wait. And then the differences, and then okay, I can implement that to become like him because I want, like, I don't know. It comes down to like your frame of mind of why you're comparing in the first place. And I think if you're really honest with yourself, you'll know why you're comparing in that time. Like when you're comparing two cars, you're not comparing to validate yourself. Like try to compare like that, I would say. You know, like true examination.
Examination.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I do think I think it's like anything else in life, it's a lot more nuanced and it's not the sexy fun thing to say on like a podcast, but there's so much gray area in that. And I do agree with a lot of what Jordan said. It's what are the fold of your hearts, right? Like what is like the posture in what you're going into that. I think there's times where comparison is the thief of joy. There's times where you could be doing something great, but then you can look at someone else and be like, oh, well, it's
They're
not
doing
that.
better.
Yeah. And then there's other times where I was like, well, you're taking a shishi break and talking about like kind of tying into like male friendship and stuff. Like for me, I'm a big proponent of, I think it's important to gas your boys up. Like I'm a big time, like I want to celebrate the people who are inspiring me in life. I want to like point out and say like, dude, you are doing it, man. Like the things that we've talked about, the things that you've aspired to do, like you are doing that, you know, like talking about Blaisdell, like reflecting with Blaisdell with Jordan was like one of the most like magical things of like, I remember him in one of our training sessions being like, yeah, one of my closest friends just played at the Blaisdell. It was pretty sick. Here's the video. And he showed me like Josh like shredding last year. And then now seeing the two of them on stage together, like, you know, it's like that needs to be celebrated. It needs to be told like, dude, Josh, you're like an incredible musician. You know, Jordan, you're an amazing business owner. You're an incredible drummer. Kamaka, you're great at what you do. It's like, it's important that we like pick other people up and compare in that way. And I compare, and I agree with you in that sense. Like looking at people, not necessarily people I don't know, but people within my life that I know have the same values, the same like intentionality behind it. Because it's easy to look at someone that I have no idea. I just see their Instagram handle and see like their running splits or see their like business and see their whatever, and then be like, oh, like I want to be more like that, but I don't know them. I don't know how they walk through life.
Kind of to your point, like in the times where I've done comparison, like in a healthy way, I think it's like I'm trying to compare maybe me to somebody else and see like, okay, what's the steps that they did to get to that point, and then is that applicable to me, or like what do they have that I don't, and is there a way that I can get closer to that, or does it not even apply to me? You know, I think, but the faster you can do that and get the information you need from that and move on, the better. Because then you start getting stuck in like, oh, well, they were born with this, or like they had this opportunity, they knew this person, or like, and then it's like, then that's not healthy.
Yeah. this is really cool for me, and this is like I say all the time, therapy for me for doing these podcasts, because now I'm getting all this a different perspective of how I look at it, and I'm reflecting as you guys are talking about, and I'm realizing that when I do comparison for myself, it's always motivating for me, but when I try to compare something when I'm talking to somebody else, I'm usually doing it to be like almost invalidating them, to be like, this person can do it, so can you. You know, and that only works for me in my head.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at studying other podcasts and like, oh, this is how they do it. They have way more followers, way more views. This guy is a way better interviewer than me. I'm just like, oh, cool. Okay. I'm just like studying, taking notes. And like, there's zero part of me that's discouraged in that. But when I'm talking to my sister or Faith and I'm saying like, okay, well, my friends do this. Why don't your friends do that? You know, and I think that's a negative way that I'm doing that, and I think it probably gets me in trouble. It's something that I realized I have to work on, especially with my sister. Like to me, I think it's harder because when you're closer with people, you're more blunt, you're more
Yeah.
direct.
Totally.
Yeah.
So like with my sister Kanoe, you know, we joke around all the time, but like I'm really hard on her sometimes. I'm just like, why are you doing this? Who doesn't do this? Or I don't do. I'm comparing her to me. I'm like, when I leave on a trip, I always make sure my dishes are washed. Why can't you do that?
Yeah.
And it's very negative towards her. And like I've had discussions with Faith too. You know, she's always gonna say like, how come you always air out or whatever? I'm like, girl, we gotta be real. We gotta share this with people because this is like,
It'll help people.
it'll help people. Yeah, and this people can relate to it. You know, like when I tell her like, oh, why don't you do this? Like, I do it. You know, like why can't you? It's very discouraging for her, and it's something I'm constantly trying to work at for myself, because I feel like this is the reason is that I'm encouraged by my own comparison, and I compare others in a discouraging way.
Yeah, I think it's just like you can have that internal monologue, but then to like externally apply that to someone else,
It's not fair.
Yeah.
it's way harder. Yeah.
Totally. That's exactly what it is. I think it's something I think we've talked about of like, you know, when you're in any relationship, like I've heard before, most conflicts in any relationship is from unmet expectations, right? And then something of like invisible contracts that you like kind of create with people of like that, of like, this is the standard that I'm holding everyone to because of what I do. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, that's the beautiful thing about people. It's like we're so different and so different, like so unique, and like we operate at such different levels. And I'm sure there's things Kanoe does that, you know, that you could be like, man, I wish I was more like that.
No, there's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh my God! Like I wish I could sleep as much as her. Yeah, because I don't get enough sleep. Maybe.
Okay, maybe this.
Yeah.
No, she's nut girl.
I wish I could.
You can be nut
I don't
girl.
even wish that. I don't wish to be on the boxes.
Oh,
I wish I could fly for free. Yeah.
maybe this point's gonna fall flat. maybe I need to walk this back.
I just joke. I know what you're saying.
But you know, it's like it's those things of, at the end of the day, it is like that external like expectations of what we place on other people. At the end of the day, is like if we're not leading first with love and empathy, then most criticisms are gonna fall flat. If it's just like criticizing just to say like I'm better than you because I do this, that's always hard for people to hear. But if it's like, you know, the other way, then makes it easier.
What about like having certain standards? Okay, because it's like, so we've all accomplished a good amount in life. So we have different standards for our friends, our business partners, our partners, right? Like romantic partners. So we have a different standard than we did, you know, before than others. So it's how do you like match those? And to me, I don't even see it as expectations. It's like, this is what I expect. If you're one of my closest friends in my life, then you're loyal. You know, then you know you're gonna show up. You're gonna do all these things. If you're, you know, part of my family, I don't like I don't want to say like I expect you to do these things. It's like you should like meet the standard of, you know, what was created in our life. And for me, I think that's a big part of it is why like I know a lot of people, but I don't hang out with a lot of people because my standard is so high.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's just having those hard conversations if it needs to go that way, you know, because it's like, yeah, I think there is somewhat of an element of like yeah, if we've been hanging out for a long time or if we know each other really well, it's like there's an unspoken standard. Like I don't have to like I shouldn't have to always say like, no, this is what we're expecting. No, we both know like this is what the standard is. I think there's an element of that. Yes, it should be always communicated, but there is also an element of that.
Yeah, like invisible contracts, you said like that.
Yeah, and I do think it's like the way I look at it is, to your point, is like we all do have high standards for ourselves. I think that's a big reason why like you achieve any form of success is because you set a high bar for yourself. But I set that bar for myself. I don't set that bar for anyone else, right? Like when I work with clients who want to get into running, I'm not telling them to run the same distances I'm running. Like they're gonna start lower.
Yeah,
right?
I think I guess it depends on the relationship. Like
Yeah.
in my mind, I was going to like a work relationship.
Totally.
You know, like if this is like we all know the standard, like this is like
Industry standard.
like
right?
this is like
It needs to be mutually agreed upon. Like
Yeah.
like the standard needs to be set, the expectation needs to be set at the front.
right.
Because if not, then it's like that failed. Like if I tell clients come up to me, they're like, "Hey, I want to lose like 30 pounds in 30 days," and I'm gonna be like, "That's unrealistic and like probably not healthy for you, and here's why. And if this is what we need to do in order to get there, are you willing to do this work? If the answer is yes, then I'm gonna hold you to that standard because you agreed to it. But if I'm just saying you no, this is the standard, do it or else, then it's like, and there are situations, I do think there are situations in which you have to set a standard and say, if you cannot meet this standard, and I've had hard conversations before with family members and friends of like, if you want to still have a relationship with me, I need this from you. But is it a big boulder or is it a pebble that we're focusing on? Is it like loyalty is a big boulder? Washing dishes, that's a pebble. That's something you could probably look past.
Bro, stack a bunch of pebbles, it becomes a boulder canoe. Like, wash them dishes.
Mountain at molehills.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I think the macro thing is your own expectations on life and the root and the outcomes you think that life needs to be. Because to me, it's gonna sort itself out. If I'm just focused on on holding myself to a high standard, then therefore, my life, my closest people in my life will be other people that hold themselves at high standards. Now that's where it ends. Not that my dad is going to be the one that has the highest, my brother. If they don't live like how I live, then they won't be the closest person to me that I'm going to walk through life with. And that's okay.
And that's where I was kind of trying to get to is like, yeah, like if you surrounding yourself with people that, you know, have the same level of standard as you, and then, I don't know, maybe somebody is like, you know, doing their own thing or whatever. That's what I mean. Like, if you love that person, you're gonna have that hard conversation. Hey,
Yeah.
I need you to do this. You know, like this is where it's at. Like we're trying to do, you know, we're trying to go places. We're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Like I need you to do this. And that's where like you kind of have to have that empathy and that trust with that relationship. Because if they trust you, then they're gonna know, oh, he's trying to help me. You know, it might be a hard conversation, but it's like in the end of it, it's like you have to have that trust in them that they trust you.
Dude,
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And then it goes back to control the controllables, bro. Like you can, if you're going to, there's only a certain amount that you can just force. Like
Yeah.
I'm not going to force someone. That's what it's kind of tricky with family because they're always going to be in your circle. But like, let's just say a friend, like if nothing's changing, then nothing's changing, man. And then life will take you in different directions. And maybe in time, life will reveal what you're saying to them. You know what I mean? That's how I view it, man. Like,
Yeah.
because it's not like I'm sitting here like, I need you to be this or like, we have to be the best of friends and have the highest standard for each other because it has to work, you know?
Check this out. Does having really great things ruin your standard? Like, does growing up in Hawaii ruin your standards for other places? Because if I think about it, we grew up in one of the most beautiful places in the world with some of the best people in the world. When I go out to other places and they're like, wow, this is an amazing waterfall. And it's like 10 feet, dead leaves around. And then we got Big Island, Akaka Falls, Rainbow Falls.
Oh.
And I'm just like, that's a nice waterfall. Or like now I have like really solid friends. All my friends are killers. And then like this other person's around, I'm just like, dude, this person sucks because they're not killers, you know?
Yeah.
Does that ruin your standards? Does Hawaii ruin our standards for a lot of things?
I think, I mean, in terms of that, yeah, I've like in that analogy, yes. Like a couple years ago when I did that 2-month tour, that was my first time really going around the majority of America. And I was like, dang, America's like really flat, brown, and gray. Like a bunch of middle America is like just nothing and dirt and gray skies. So yeah, it did make me more thankful to come
Yeah,
back
maybe
home.
gratefulness comes from that, right? It's like, wow, these people are like super stoked on a 10-foot waterfall, and we got 80-foot waterfalls. So and that's what happened to me when I left Hawaii. I was super grateful that I lived here. I was like, wow, I am so blessed because these people, they're like tripping out on this, and I get to live and see this every single day of my life.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it is like a combination of. I mean, it is like, and it kind of ties back to exactly what Jordan said about controlling the controllables in that of like, yes, like exactly what you said, like a new standard set. That's the bar that you're putting upon yourself. Like this is the standard in which I hold beauty for like nature. And it's the reason why, I mean, it's one of the big reasons I moved back home. Like I went to school, Minnesota, then LA for 4 years, was living there. I thought I was gonna live in LA afterwards. That's like, all right, this is home now. I'm gonna like build my career here. It's all my connections are here. And I remember sitting on the 10, just like bumper to bumper traffic, looking to the left is dirt, looking to the right, some guys flipping me off in traffic. And I'd be like, bro, I gotta get home because I want to be around like nature is like where I feel like most connected to God, is where I feel the most at peace, is like whether it be in the ocean or like up in the trails. And it's the people of Hawaii who made me me, and that's the people I want to serve. And that's the big reason I moved back, is like because again, the spoiled, blessed by the standard in which Hawaii is. Like, bro, there's no place like Hawaii.
I
No
mean, come
place
on,
like Hawaii.
how can we compare graduation, a Hawaii
Bro,
graduation, to anywhere else?
lays to the top of the
Or
head.
Hawaiian food at a grad
Yeah.
party, right?
There's like, I mean, we live in the most magical, special place on the planet. And it is true, it ruins like our perception on other places. But I think on the flip side too, I feel like it's just opened up, at least it's opened up my eyes to like against a level of gratitude, and then also a level of respect for other places that are, there's so many stunning places on the planet and
Oh,
so
yeah.
many amazing cultures around the world you get to experience. And
And
you're just like,
beautiful in
"Oh."
different ways.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like, bro, Minnesota, like low key, when I was in Minnesota, I remember my first big snowfall and when the lakes froze over and it was still. And you just go outside and I was like, this is so beautiful. And the people are
Yeah.
so nice.
You know, one place that shocked me was, yeah, on that 2-month tour, we played in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had no idea anything about South Carolina, but like I stepped out of the bus and I was walking around, I was like, yo, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck?
I mean, it's kind of like what we're talking about with a comparison and
I
the
was
same
gonna,
result.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, because my whole thing, I was like, what? Why am I not getting the same? Like when I leave, I'm more mind blown everywhere I go because we don't have it here.
Yes.
Not to say that one is better than the other, but like we're so isolated here that when I see a giant ass sand dune, I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? Like this looks like Mars.
Oh, totally.
But and then I was thinking more and more, it's because in that question that you framed, it's comparing other places to validate that Hawaii is better.
Mm.
Not that that's bad, but I'm just saying that's the framing of the question.
Which is something that I do in all aspects of my life, which makes sense.
So, but for me, I'm curious as hell, man. And so every place I go, I'm just like, oh my gosh, we don't have this. Like we don't like when we flew over Vegas to go to San Diego, it was just land. And I was like, this is so much land, dude. And you just think about like how much we don't see in Hawaii. We're so isolated. And I'm realizing sitting here, I'm like, I almost want to see it all. Like that's kind of my goal.
I think the point I got to is just like, you know, there's pros and cons of every single place, you know, but I will say for sure, yeah, there is. I think Hawaii is special.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, because I've lived abroad, I've traveled to many places, and I love exploring the world and traveling. It's just like, I feel like as I get older, and since I've already had that chapter of my life, it's harder for me to leave this place because I love it so much. I love the food, I love the people, I love the views, that I can still go somewhere and be like, this is super amazing and blows my mind. Even just the buildings in New York, I'm like, what
Yeah.
the heck? Even the shapes of it. And,
Mm.
architecture is so amazing. And like the museum and how things are built, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, doesn't beat Hawaii.
You know, I think it's two things. I think one, like kind of tying into what you guys were saying, is I think what Hawaii has done for us, it has formulated this reverence for landscape beauty and people. Like, so when we go places, like you can find beauty in the people and find beauty in the landscape anywhere you go because you grew up in Hawaii. And on the other side of that is what you're saying is something Hannah and I were talking about, is that we, coming back from this trip, is that we just love being back home, like more than anything. You get to go experience these things. But at the end of the day, maybe it is getting older. I don't know what it is, but we've been enjoying the valleys of life more than the mountaintops. And what I mean by that is going to the supermarket, going to Time Supermarket. It's going and
Costco with faith.
it's just going and playing with the dog outside, like being able to like drive down to Like. It's just like being home, and it's just the minutia of everyday life is so much more beautiful and magical and grateful than when you travel to these, events, like going to New York and experiencing this, flying to Guam and doing all these things. Like those are mountaintops and they're awesome. And you get experience it. It's a high, but there's nothing like just the minutia of home.
There's nothing like going outside of my house and picking up some chicken eggs.
Oh,
and,
bro, I'll tell you what, brother.
Horse manure. And
tell you what, brother.
I mean, it's a dream. Like we can literally go 10 minutes from this studio and surf. So it's obviously objectively an amazing spot for sure.
Yeah. No, it's cool. I'm happy we had this conversation. I don't want to sound ungrateful because I really love the world and I promote people leaving and coming back. But it's just like, yeah, I feel like in a way Hawaii has kind of ruined my standards of things.
That's a good clip. That's a good clip.
Yeah,
For sure.
No, for real, because like I was at the Empire State Building, one of the most iconic places in the U.S. and beautiful sunset. The skyline's amazing. These tall buildings. I don't know if it was just because I didn't sleep and I felt like a zombie, but everybody were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing! Picture, picture, picture." And I'm like, I'd rather just see like the water and the mountains with a nice sunset. Like
I'd rather be at bowls on my surfboard.
yeah,
with the
exactly. I'd
sunset.
rather be just experiencing that, and I don't want to take away from like everybody else's experience or sound like, oh, it's not as good as Hawaii. But like for me, I think, and it's a personal thing. It's my preference is I rather see that over buildings and a sunset.
Totally.
Yeah, I think there's something natural in us that we rather be in like God's natural creation, because then you can pluck that outside of Hawaii. Like I'd rather be in Mongolia, in the plains of Mongolia with the sun setting versus surrounded by concrete man-made buildings. Like I think we all, and that's basically
But then there's people that are the
Yeah,
opposite
exactly.
way,
Yeah.
too.
that's true.
I have friends in LA who were like, when I took them to Hilo, they freaked out. They're like, "Where's all the buildings?" I'm like, "Where's the building? What do you think?" Like, bro, look, Mauna Kea's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Keaukaha is beautiful, and they're like, "Where's all the buildings?" That's free. They're anxious. I'm like, that's crazy to me.
I'll tell you what, I love everything about Hawaii. I can't wait till they chop down that flight to like 1 hour
What flight?
to get anywhere.
Anywhere.
Anywhere outside of Hawaii takes 5 hours plus, man.
Get teleportation in. And
I
we're
can't-
cool.
I can't
I'm sure
wait.
Sterling can come up with
Sterling
teleportation or
AI,
something.
Sterling, you got your
Yeah,
homework.
Sterling's
assignment.
super smart. Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for talking about that. The Boyz episode is actually really like deep and insightful compared to our other ones just talking about the Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I hope people are learning
Oh,
a bunch of
things
stuff.
have changed.
I know, right?
grown
a
so
year,
much.
Grown
a
so
year of
much.
growth. But I do want to talk about anime now.
Zuko, fire.
Because and you'll see where I'm getting with this. So like anime is a big part of my life. Faith and I watch it all the time. We love the animated stuff. Ricky watches a lot more than these two. I don't even know. I mean, you probably
I
watch
used
that.
to
Yeah,
watch
you used to.
anime a lot.
Yeah, then we grew up.
Lame.
See, I grew up and I realized that I can still like the things I liked as a kid.
Yes.
That's
All right,
the
make me feel
difference.
bad.
Yeah. All right. So talking about that, anime has a lot of life lessons, and that's what I love about it. Right. Is one thing that I really appreciated when I started to watch as an adult, because I'm like watching Attack on Titan, and I'm just like, these things are just hitting me like, whoa, that was so deep, and like, I'm gonna write that down. That's a great quote, and like it's a great mindset to have. And like seeing the struggles of like Naruto and Asta and Black Clover and all this stuff, I'm just like so inspired by it. And you guys will see where I'm getting with this.
Oh, life hack, bro.
No, I'm not going into the life
Okay.
hack. I wanna talk about like the Japanese, because anime is a lot of like Japanese stuff. You know, there's like the Korean ones and the Chinese one, the dongwas and the manhwas, whatever. But I feel like the Japanese, they're really onto stuff in life, right? Like you go to Japan and I just feel like they're living life the right way. Their mindset and philosophy. And this is where I'm getting at, where Mean Training and Ricky, they've adopted these phrases, these Japanese philosophies of like Kaizen and Ikigai and all of it. I would love for all of us to talk about that, because I feel like a lot of us embody those attributes of those things, and you can explain it way better than I. I've seen clips of people talking about Ikigai, Wabi Sabi, all those things, but
Yeah.
I feel like you would do it justice if you can share about
Ikiramasu.
Yeah.
Chamasen.
Sumimasen.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for me, like growing up, so I'm half Haole, half Japanese. I mean, technically quarter Japanese, quarter Okinawan. My grandpa was fully Okinawan, so I have these tree trunk,
at them
hairy
tree
legs,
trunks, boy.
hairy
Look
legs.
at that hair.
Look at that
hair.
tree
You can
trunk,
barely see those
boy.
tattoos.
Okinawan, brother.
Damn, brother.
Yeah, brother.
Damn.
But I grew up in this. I was raised primarily I was raised in a Japanese household. Like I didn't really know like my dad's side of the family. They're all from Missouri, and I grew up going to my grandparents' house every day for dinner. And growing up with that Japanese culture, I learned a lot of things, and it's always been something that has obviously stuck with me. I mean, top of the episode, I said my grandpa is like the guy that I look to of like how he carried himself, the life, the impact he's lived, not someone who was this grandiose guy and did all these huge things, but he went from plantation worker to pastor and lived a meek life and left a legacy that has impacted me, has impacted everyone in his life to this day. And people barely know the name of Richard Uwejo, but I know him, and I like carry that with me to this day. And so two of the things that and it wasn't anything explicitly ever talked to myself or even to Hannah. Hannah's the same. She's Hapa as well. But both growing up in very Japanese predominant households, there's these things that in the Japanese culture, like you're talking about, that's enrooted in like anything from anime. You go to Japan, you see the way that the people present, even like packing, your sushi and musubis into like the 7-Eleven bag, and how orderly and intentional it is. Like the thing that sticks to my mind the most when I went to Japan was watching a janitor sweep the subway and just seeing how much he cared about it, like, and how intentional and how like much effort he put into like the small details. And there's these small things that you pick up, and the two things that really stuck to myself and Hannah was Ikigai and Kaizen. Kaizen first and foremost, just because that's something that we always ask our clients, is we don't expect perfection, we ask for progress. So as long as you're showing up and you're putting in effort and we're getting better, that's all we can ask for. It's not about getting to this end result, but it's about the journey that you're on. As long as we're getting better, it's like that compounding interest, right? Like we can zoom far enough out, and it may not seem like a lot from day 1 to day 2 to day 3 to even a month or a year, but hey, within 5 years, if you keep this up, life completely changed. The person in which you are is completely different. So instead of focusing on making these big leaps and bounds, like what can we do today to get 1% better? And we just forget about it.
Can you define Kaizen?
I'm sorry. Kaizen is this principle of, it's a philosophy actually used a lot more in the business world. It's focusing on just this idea of like 1% better every day. It's continual improvement. It's like the spiral of continually getting better and better. And there's no end result. There's no like destination we're trying to reach. Is purely the process itself. There's a lot of things you can see that in Japanese culture. For me, is like I love the katana. I like learning about how the katana was made. Is this process of you get this metal, and it's a very simple design. It's just like the handle and a blade. But the reason why the katana is so sharp and so durable is this thin blade. But it's because they take it, they put it in the fire, and they beat it, and they beat it, and they fold it, and they fold it, and they put it back in the fire, and they beat it, and they fold it over and over and over and over again for thousands and thousands of times until it's this razor sharp, strong blade. And I think that's what, I'm trying to be in life. I'm trying to be that katana. Like, I'm going to get beat up. I'm going to get put through the fire. and I'm going to be folded and molded and pushed over and over and over again. But every single time it's going to get sharper and sharper and tougher before you can just slice through anything in life. And that's like why like the Kaizen philosophy is like very like close and near and dear to my heart. And then Ikigai is something that I kind of learned more about recently, something Hannah is definitely more knowledgeable about. But essentially it's the principle of the combination of what you're good at and what you love to do in life. And like, what is the thing that gets you up in the morning? That's your Ikigai. Like, that's the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning. So for myself, like, I truly do believe, like, I mean, like, I feel like God put me on this earth to be a personal trainer, like to coach people and to like love on people. And every day I step into the studio, it's like, dude, you can't fake passion. You meet people and like, you wonder like, how are they successful? And like, I meet people like Josh, who's like, when you listen to him talk about like guitars and playing guitar, is like, you can't fake that. When you talk about Jordan, about like just business and self-improvement and even just like how do we make this studio better? It's like, you can't fake that. This obsessiveness that's like rooted in your brain of like, I need to get better at this because I love it. Like, you can't fake that. And so like when I'm like in the studio coaching, I'm just always giddy. It's like a lot of it is like, I'm grateful I have amazing people I get to work with, like Jordan, like Josh, like all the other people we work with. But I just feel like this is what I'm built to do. It's like, I just love it. It's the way I get to love on people. And it's what I'm passionate about. And it's also what I get to make a living out of. It's like, yeah, it's like I hit the jackpot. Like the rest of it is just gravy.
Yeah, and like Kamaka, how passionate he is about fantasy football. When I hear him talk about player stats and
God
stuff,
put
it's like,
Kamaka on this earth.
that's so
right.
amazing
Play
and so
fantasy
inspiring,
football.
and I love
Fantasy
seeing
football.
that. Wow. You forgot
Well,
to add that
so
part.
here's the thing though, but to give you your flowers, because Kamaka's fishing for a compliment.
Yeah.
What? No.
No, but on all seriousness, like to see like, I mean, this is the thing that people can like look and say like, oh, it's so easy that you're just talking a microphone for a living. Like I do know like the amount of work that goes into this, or like from preparing for each episode, the research you do into every single client, or not client, but guest who comes on the podcast. But then also like you're talking about with just past as editing, the business side of things with sponsorships, right? And it's also the compounding. Like, you don't do, how many episodes in are you?
185. This is gonna be 185.
You don't
186.
You know, 186 episode without loving it and being passionate about it and being good at it, right? It's like this combination of like, yes, you're talking to a microphone for a living, but brother, I tell you what, you ask anyone on the street to go and sit in front of a microphone for an hour and a half and try to do this is not easy. So the fact that you do this 186 weeks in a row to find a new guest, to have an interesting conversation, to keep things moving, that shit takes work.
Proves that I'm really Portuguese. I don't
Yeah,
need an
yeah.
SAT test.
No hard work.
No.
Straight Portuguese.
Straight
Don't need
Portuguese.
DNA tests.
No.
That guy, 185 episodes.
Born
just
into
talking-
it. Born into
Portuguese.
it.
Hey, bust out your birth certificate again. Where's
Yeah.
that? Where's that at?
Watch, just go to YouTube. Keep it aloha.
Keep Aloha.
Yeah.
And you see my resume.
They see your resume.
Yeah.
So
if you don't believe I'm Portuguese, go to YouTube.
go to YouTube. But
Yeah.
but all that to
appreciate
say,
that.
it is like it is extremely impressive. Like, and then we've talked before off camera, but it is truly like you are someone else who's like, it's truly inspiring to see like again, bro, another kid from Hilo, Big Island boys trying to do big things, right?
Yeah,
It's-
following in BJ Penn's footsteps.
Yeah,
Let's
Uncle
go.
BJ.
No, that's not aging
BJ.
well. That's not
Oh, no.
aging
what happened
well.
to him?
Oh, no. So anyway.
Okay, I do want to say this because I brought up like I still appreciate BJ for the idol that he was growing up, because there was nobody from Hilo that was
Oh, facts.
that
dude.
had that platform like he did, world champion that we knew of
We all
growing
wanted
up.
to be BJ.
So for that, I appreciate it. Sucks to see what's going on right now. I hope he gets out, but I just want to say like still, yeah, like if I'm still listing role models growing up, BJ is up there.
Facts.
100%. Just that era.
I was like,
You can't take that away from him.
there was something I was thinking about earlier about the fact that we're all in interesting positions in life, doing things that, like you said, like 12-year-old us would like pinch ourselves to do. There wasn't really like, I mean, at least for myself, like I never thought this was like a possibility to be like doing what we're doing for a living, like at least what I'm doing for a living, like to own like a fitness business. I thought it was just like,
No, I just had to post.
Okay.
I thought it was just like something like, yeah, I just never had like a role model or someone to look up to that was in Hilo, like the proximity thing, to be like, oh, that's who I want to be like, you know. But BJ was one of the first people who was like, was like, bro, a kid from Hawaii, a kid from Hilo,
Yeah.
of all places in Hawaii, can go and like make it big.
Yeah, and
That's
it's not
crazy.
like we want to be fighters and,
No.
and we want to do jujitsu.
It's
It's you want to be the best at what you're doing, and he at that time was the best at what he was doing
Yeah, he's
in
not-
the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that's really cool. I want to know what are your ikigais, and just talking about future and life goals and stuff. Like what do you think is your purpose? I mean, we're all kind of doing our ikigai. The things that we love, the things that we're passionate about, the things that we're good at. But just to verbalize it.
Yeah. Actually, even circling back to when we were talking about comparison, that's where for me as like a musician, I had to really kind of unlearn what I was saying, like not compare too much, because yeah, like growing up, I have my favorite guitarists or musicians, and um, I would I would I would compare myself to them, but then I realized like times are different. You can't just play music. It's nowadays it's like you got to do music and something else. Same as JT, drum and podcast. For me, it's like music and media, which is actually kind of similar.
Yeah.
But so that's where I guess maybe I fell into it or whatnot, but I guess that's kind of my ikigai is like I still would like to consider myself a musician first, even though I do a lot more media than music.
But that's necessary.
But it's
You do
necessary.
what's necessary so you can do what you want.
Yeah, it's necessary, and it's the tools that I have. It's what I can work with. And that's where I had to kind of get out of like, oh, what was a musician, like a successful musician like 20, 30 years ago is not the same as it is today. But I guess on the flip side of the comparison, there's this, I grew up watching a lot of YouTube, and there's a lot of musicians on YouTube that are, musician and YouTuber. So like, that's kind of where, like, that's kind of how I started getting into the media stuff, is just doing my own content.
Mhm.
And it was from watching people like on YouTube, like Rhett Shull or other guitar YouTubers. And I'm like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. Kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah, and what we were talking about before the podcast about the whole Asian YouTube
Mhm.
growing
Yeah,
up,
yep,
right?
yep,
The
yep.
representation. I mean, yeah, we talk about Hawaiian representation, Polynesian representation, but we're all mixed here.
Mhm.
Each one of us have part Asian, right? So like
I'm all Asian, baby.
100%.
So like
Not
I'm
just
still
part.
stoked on my my other ethnicities, like my Sonora side. Like we got a temple. My grandpa just passed away last month at 100 years old. I wasn't close with him. It was my dad's dad, and he didn't grow up with him. But just to learn more about the Sonora side. Like I know my Hawaiian side going back to Ka'u or even Molokai and stuff like that. But like I barely know my Asian side, and that's still a huge part of who I am. Maybe that's why I like anime. Like there's biological things. But like what you're saying, I think it's just it's cool. It's cool. Yeah. Sorry, I kind of got lost my train of thought.
Anime,
after
I need
I
to know
started,
about
I started-
anime.
honestly, I was just thinking. I said anime. I was like, I just finished the first season of Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh,
And,
that's a good one.
Well,
So
I watched
good.
that a while back.
Yeah,
on
I
did
just
that
Netflix.
in
finally
college,
started
yeah.
watching it, and I was like, I can't wait to go home and watch this. That's and that's Portuguese. That's my Portuguese side. Sorry. So, yeah, but just continue. Just take this mic away from me.
I mean, what about your
Yeah.
ikigai?
I've now been comfortable enough to all like questions like this when someone's like, "What's your purpose? What's your passion? What's your ikigai?" Bro, I don't know. I've my whole life I don't think I've ever had like a super clear answer. Some people do. That's not me. Like I can't tell the story of like ever since I was 10, I knew I was gonna run a podcast studio
Mhm.
and play drums. It's like, nah, dude. And I think the more I reflect on it, my answer now, like even when people ask like, what do you think God put you on this earth for? Like, what's your purpose? What's your ikigai? I think it's just to create and build stuff.
Mhm.
Like that's what gets me the most excited in whatever capacity that is.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm being honest, I'm closer to that than
Yeah.
trying to be a musician. I
Yeah.
think like that, even just like that mindset of like, oh, I'm a musician, that almost like hindered me like a
Mhm.
couple of years ago. Like, why am I doing video? I'm a musician. Like I'm a guitarist.
No, you're creative. You're a
Yeah.
It's
creator.
just like
Yeah.
I'm a creative.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think we have our titles, which is the surface level, and underneath the iceberg, it's like
Yeah.
all these other things that matter to us. You know, like for you, it's not like making videos and playing music. It's like what you just said, and for you, it's not
Well, yeah, I mean,
making
even before I
music
played
videos. Mm-hmm.
I was modding Nerf guns. I loved Lego growing
Yeah,
up. Like
yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't have a musical upbringing, and I didn't think I'd be like, yeah, maybe if I go past my 12-year-old self, like my 8-year-old self, I didn't think I'd be playing guitar.
Yeah, but I think you fall into what you're passionate about. And like I was never passionate about content creating and making a podcast that didn't even exist when we were growing up. I was always passionate about helping others. You know, that's my ikigai, is creating community and helping. I love helping.
Yeah.
I love opening a door for somebody, you know. I love carrying groceries for them. I love helping. Like it's just the best. I'm like overly helpful sometimes. That's my brother's even worse than me.
Mike,
He's aggressively helpful.
Aggressively helpful,
But-
and then Kamaka is like aggressively inviting everyone to everything.
Yeah, I love community. I love community and I love helping.
And I think that's like a very important note as well, because it's so funny when you like go to like a party and you meet new people and they go like, oh, who are you? And then the second question is always, what do you do? And it's always like, oh, I'm an accountant or I'm a whatever.
Yeah.
And I think in the same way, you know, tying back with the ikigai is exactly that. It should be something deeper than the title of the work. Like I find it through personal training, and I think like hearing your guys' answers, it's true of like, I think personal training is the vessel in which you do it, but yeah, like exactly that and exactly that. It's creativity. It's helping people. Like what is that thing that like when you are excited to do, like when it gets you out of the bed, is like, this is my purpose in life, like service or what is the heart of it, right? It's not just a surface level thing. So I think that's a really good point that all three of you guys brought up, is like, I think you do know like what it is.
Yeah, and it's more so I put weird expectations on when someone says purpose. Like, well, what's your purpose in life? I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. This is the thing that I'm gonna cast on my life for the rest of the time I walk on this earth, and I've only been made for. But now I switch it to like what gets me excited, and it's just creating stuff. Like that's where I find myself the most excited, and that's not in just what we think of artistic creation, but like if I'm creating a spreadsheet or a system or a process, just creating stuff, because I think that's the human superpower, is like our ability to imagine and then to bring that into physical reality is like a superpower. You're literally turning nothing and something in your head that's not tangible into something that's tangible in real life. Like that is literally a superpower. And then if you want to get all Christianese, it's like we were created in the image of the creator, bro. So
Yeah.
we are creators ourselves. Yeah.
You're very good at it.
Christian.
Yeah. Screw AI.
No, we're not getting. We don't have to get in this
Oh,
conversation.
man, it's gonna go another 2 hours now.
Hey, how much more time we got? We don't need to get into that. We don't need to get into that.
We can start to wrap up so we can go grab something to eat and then take another shishi break. But you guys have any life hacks you want to share before we start to wrap up? Or are you
Start
gonna
on that side.
Okay, I did think of one.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a life hack that I never thought was important until like I really implemented it. But yeah, one of them is I learned this from Glenn Wong from Maoli, lead singer. He's a lead singer and he's pretty much the businessman, you know. But he would always tell me like the power of now, which is like, you know, if something is important, do it right now and finish it right now. Or if you're trying to talk to somebody and you're trying to get their attention or something, like do it right now. Um, and I mean, it's not like I'm not. It sounds like impatience, but it's not. It's like there is like a lot of power in doing it right now. And that's just how you are able to move quickly, you know? Even just like if you just have this like mountain of tasks you gotta do, just order them out. Maybe not, you don't have to order it in like level of importance, but like maybe just order it, like write it down somewhere and then just start. Okay, what's the easiest ones I can do right now? Do that one. Boom, boom, boom. And when you actually implement that, it's like, it's such a simple thing, but it's like, oh dang, like it works for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to get momentum to do other
Yes.
things. You know, that's what I do. I write to-do lists. I just did one this morning. I did one last night. And I'm just writing things from like sending an email to like you know, washing, like bigger tasks of like just like cleaning the toilet, or you know, I don't know, doing the coming to the podcast, you know, but like you just start doing, like checking off these little boxes, and you start to feel good about yourself, right?
Yep.
Same with lifting, right? It's like you're just doing these small weights, and eventually you're at a way heavier weight, and then you feel good about yourself. So yeah, it's a really good one. Awesome.
My life hack.
Jordan should have gone last.
I don't have one, dude.
My life hack is something actually that my wife Hannah encouraged us to start doing. It was about 5 years ago. It was on my birthday. We had one of the toughest days of our lives. I won't get into it, but it was a very, very, very difficult day. And at the end of that day, we're laying in bed trying to go to sleep, and she said we should start saying what we're grateful for today. And it was like, again, objectively the hardest day of our lives. She's the one who said, hey, like, let's think about 3 things that happened today that we can be grateful for. And ever since that day, before we go to bed, before we pray together, we say 3 things we're thankful for that day. And it creates this posture of your heart of gratitude, right? At the end of the day, like, gratitude is the remedy to bitterness. It's the remedy for just feeling like, I don't know, there's just, and when you start doing it, you just realize how much you have grateful for each and every day, even on the hardest days. And there's some days it's literally like, oh, I'm so thankful for this bed. It's so comfy. Like, I'm so happy I'm laying in bed right now. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful I have a roof over my head. I'm so grateful we had food today. Because there's some days that's all you can really grasp at. But man, even that is like, how many people don't have those things? And how many, like, it's so easy to be distracted by the things that are difficult in our lives and not focus on the things that we do have. So my biggest life hack has been that practice that Hannah implemented into our lives, is just pausing at the end of the day, look back and say 3 things you're thankful for that day. My other life hack is marry an incredible woman, because she will make your life way more vibrant than you could possibly imagine. So marry your best friend, marry someone who inspires you. And that's my more macro life hack.
I was gonna mention that earlier when you were talking about like we were talking about standards. I'm like, you got lucky because you found somebody who like fits your standard, and you both are killers. You both are beasts. You guys both are kind and train mean. You know, like seriously, it's like such a perfect fit.
I appreciate it. No, I married out of my league. I did, straight up. She's incredible, and then I wouldn't be the man I am today without her. So she's everything.
Awesome, great hack. Yeah.
Those are really good
JT.
life hacks.
Yeah. Well, we got do it now. It's like Nike, just do it. We got what Ricky just said. And now what you got?
I'm just gonna stick with what we said. Control the controllables. And then a caveat to that is like accountability and ownership. Because then you can say control the controllables, and then you can be like, okay, I don't control anything. I'm fine.
It's not my fault.
It's not my fault. But it's almost the opposite. It's like control the controllables. Ah, shit, everything's my fault. And I think without clickbaiting that, accountability and ownership, knowing everything is your fault and putting that perspective on you, puts the power back to you. Because the moment you start pointing fingers at the reason why things are happening, then you lose all the power to change. And the moment you can look in the mirror and be like, it's all on me, then you have all the power to change your reality. And I think we all have that.
Mhm.
There was all a moment in our life where we just got the fuck up and got it ourselves
Mhm.
because we realized you can do that.
Mhm.
You can, I mean, minus God's will be done in your life regardless, but you can bend reality to whatever you want in terms of like getting after it.
Mhm.
And we can get into all
Mhm.
sorts of techniques about that, but control the controllables. And if you can't control, your environment, remake your environment, dude.
Mhm.
Like if you have a problem with drinking, get rid of
Mhm.
all the alcohol in that
Yeah.
building, man. If you have a problem with your phone, delete the apps. Like you can control.
Yeah, you're really good at that stuff.
Yeah, you can just control it, man. Like it's all on you, dude.
Mhm.
It's not the app's fault that you're
Yeah.
procrastinating. That's on you, bro.
Yeah, I love that all of us were very accountable people, right? Is that we fail or succeeded based on our own accord. We never blamed anybody for a circumstance. We always gave credit when credit was due. And we're, at the places in our lives because of that, I think, because we understand that we're not going to be a victim to anything. And I mean, I just keep pointing to you, Rick, because I feel like you had it harder than all of us. I mean, just
The
like,
hell's that, man?
like,
Chop meat, brother.
yeah, like
chop meat.
I feel like we've all had difficult seasons in our lives, and especially with like being away from Hawaii and touring, and what Jordan, the season he's in now, and just like my whole life journey. I still feel like Ricky is like I can't even imagine like going through that stuff, like because I'm going through something at a way smaller scale. I'm just like more reconstructed. Like I'm at a place where I have a follow-up tomorrow for my knee, and I'm gonna find out like if I have to get surgery again or if I can find other alternative paths. And I'm already like,
brother, you got hey, brother, you got 3 more to go.
I'm like,
Where to go?
I
No.
just started surfing again, and like
Yeah.
even the athletes that have to go to that, like you tear ACL, then you come back. Clay Thompson tear his Achilles. I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
But people have done it before, and they've come out on top. So
Totally.
yeah, I think if they can do it, I can do it. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not special.
No.
Yeah, everybody
yeah.
goes through these things, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing. It's just like, I mean, and it is like, it goes back to the exact we're talking about with comparison, right? It's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's what you've been through. And the only way through is forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
I mean, if 2 fish, 3 fish, blue fish, red fish.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Well, keep it aloha, dude.
Happiness isn't about getting what you want. It's about loving what you have.
Oh.
Quote off.
If it's endurable, endure it.
Well,
Marcus Aurelius.
Beauty fades. My grandma.
Shout out to grandma.
Yeah.
Fire.
Milk before cereal.
Yeah, bro. End this.
Wait, how old are they? Oh, Christmas is past. Here, give him $100. My grandpa, whom I've seen like 5 times in my life.
Oh.
Shout out.
Oh, stupid. My grandma.
Oh, here, this one. That's just Jordan not responding to me.
Why did I think Stevie Wonder? But then he's blind.
See, this is where the boys start to get off the rails, but that's why
Hey,
we'll
he has
start-
dark humor.
I
we
love
all
dark
do.
humor.
We all do.
No, he's.
J.R. de Guzman just had his episode, and he's dark humor and stuff like that. And I'm going to his show.
I don't have dark humor because I'm a good guy.
And you're just dark.
I,
So it's like, are you eating Chinese food?
Canceled.
Are you eating Chinese food in China, or is that just food? Are you doing dark humor when your humor is just dark?
He's a dark person,
Exactly.
a dark humorous person.
Oh, I'm just doing humor, but I'm dark.
Dude, I literally thought it was talking about skin tone.
I'm not talking about your physical appearance.
Bro, that's crazy.
And we're all wearing black here.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
It's the funeral of the podcast. Okay,
See, I
but
think we did way better this time.
I
This
think
is-
we provided value to
This
people.
is much more.
I think we're gonna clip some great stuff.
eloquent. You know.
I mean, this is literally
insightful.
conversations we have like off camera. It's
That's
just
why I was excited to do this. So when I was thinking of the Boyz episode, I was telling Jordan, okay, like let's get Nye, let's get Sam back, let's maybe expand it, let's maybe play Settlers of Catan while doing it, and just make it super fun. But then I started to see you three, your relationship form, and I was like, I feel like it would be really cool. I mean, like I love talking to you, and like I'm still getting to know Josh, and he whooped me in Super Smash Bros. So I'm like, wasn't like super stoked to get him on at any point soon. But for example, like Josh is doing a really amazing things, and I feel like it's super inspiring to see him go through his whole career path. And it's somebody that I would love to talk to and share with the world, and especially your story. And like I wanted to let people know what Jordan's been up to, you know, why when I'm talking, I'm not like Jordan this, Jordan this. I'm like Ozzy, Ben, like all these random names now. It's not Jordan anymore. And like, this is the reason why. So I felt like this one, when I told Jordan, like, hey, how about we just get Namba and Ricky on the podcast and we just talk stories. And he said selfishly, that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, selfishly, guys, Kamaka's audience, this is my inner circle. Like, selfishly. Like, they might not be each other's inner circles, but for me, these three are my inner circle.
This is like Jordan's The Boyz
like
episode.
if you see my text message, these guys are all pinned to the top of my iMessage. So this is super, super cool. And you guys should find friends like this.
Yeah.
But I didn't manufacture this, which is an interesting thing. It just, these are things I prayed for, and life brought it here. And I always tell Ricky, I'm grateful, but there's no expectation. There might be a different season of life where I get separated from Ricky. Like, same thing I was saying when Namba was in the bathroom. Like, Namba wasn't, like, I knew Namba for this long, but this is a different capacity of a relationship. So
yeah, which is why I'm in therapy right now, because Jordan just
we're
suddenly
going through
stopped
something.
texting me back and wanting to
this
hang
actually
out.
brought us together
and
again.
all of that. I did this episode just so I could hang out with
It
Jordan.
worked. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I'm like, damn, he's actually, I forgot. Like, why did I stop texting him?
But
I
I
was
know.
like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thanks for coming on and talking stories, chopping it up. This is like you said. This is basically what our conversations off camera. You know, it's like when we go to eat lunch, when we're just chilling in the studios. It's like this is basically what it is. So it's really cool to do this. You guys want to share anything else before we wrap up?
Mean Training. Go to Mean Training.
Yeah, you might get some clients after this. You're the only one with like a.
I think so.
Yeah,
because
I mean, like
that's why I signed up with you when I knew who you were.
Yeah.
And then I got your frame of mind. I was like, I want to get coached by that guy.
This might be like a really good ad for you.
Yeah. So Mean
I
Training.
mean, like nobody's gonna join their bands from watching this. You know, that's a very exclusive thing. You know, nobody's gonna. I don't know.
But go stream Maoli.
Yeah, like
Maoli.
do that. Listen to their music more and
Last
follow
sip
their
of summer.
journeys. But
Lonely won't leave me
like, I think you're the only one who's gonna get like a client from. Like, I'm not gonna get a new spot. Maybe I'll get. Hopefully, I get a new.
Yeah.
sponsor.
Did you hear what he said about
His
Japanese?
darkness, him being dark.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sponsor him now.
Yeah. So
I'll plug my YouTube channel because
yeah.
I'm trying to get back into
There you go.
vlogging.
Hey, there we go.
Watch his vlogs.
His
I'm
vlogs
trying
are
to get
great.
back
This is
into
perfect.
it.
Then this is perfect.
I'm not gonna promise nothing. I wish I could. Honestly, I wish I could do more vlogs. It's just the Maoli content is priority, and my stuff just kind of falls by the wayside sometimes.
Yeah.
If you like guitar. Yeah.
Like buff Asians.
Buff
That can
Asians.
squat
No, if
400
you want to
pounds.
see, like a musician from Hawaii,
Yes.
what it's like, then yeah, you can watch.
What's
those
like the
vlogs.
And he
travel.
squats 400 pounds.
That too.
And you're looking at a musician that's like top cream of the crop in Hawaii.
Well, you can go
that's
back.
good.
You can scroll back to the old videos.
You'll also see an old Jordan in those videos.
You will.
Oh man.
You also see when he.
That one haircut in the last 100
brother,
episode.
Hey, brother. Don't bring up my personal life.
Anything else?
Mean Training.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest advice is to start moving. Like, I don't care if it's with us, it's literally with anyone. Like, we talked about it a lot in this episode. Like, health is such a big aspect of like who we are as individuals. So it really doesn't need to be with us. I just encourage everyone, go move, get healthy, find someone that keep you accountable. But if you do want to work with us, we'd be very grateful. Myself, my wife Hannah is obviously an amazing coach, and we have a handful of affiliate coaches who are also amazing. You can go to itsmean.com and find out more information there, or follow us on Instagram at Mean Training. But yeah, I just appreciate you having us on and getting to chop us up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun.
It was super fun.
If you sign up, you might see us around.
You will definitely see us
Yeah.
all outside on
100%.
the railing.
Yeah, you hear Jordan and I screaming in the studio
you're gonna
together.
see Kamako walk up with just random stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always carrying random stuff.
Yeah, it's a fun community here. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, go stream High Water.
Yeah, and if
Aw.
anybody does want to produce podcasts,
Yeah,
Jordan
if you
does that
like
with
this
Dakine Media.
podcast
Mhm.
and how it looks and stuff, hit up Dakine Media
On location,
on
in studio,
location.
whatever.
Yeah, we do it all, and I like to boast that the way we do it is like we're the most premier in Hawaii, which is by luck. I mean, I think we got in at the right time, but no one's doing what we're doing in terms of
Totally.
volume, dude.
Yeah, the
No
shotgun
one-
approach.
Yeah,
I mean, I write about you in my book about how you came up with that approach.
I should read that book.
Yeah.
I heard AI wrote it.
It's definitely a big part of it. That's true. Hey, but I know Ricky's gonna read it.
Yeah,
I will.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys your flowers. Namba, probably the hidden MVP of Maoli and their success. So
1000%.
yeah,
100%.
like
1000%.
definitely want to make that known.
And-
Ricky and what he's doing with fitness and just like inspiring, like with his health journey, crazy. It's like David Goggins level.
Hard to kill.
Yeah.
Bad
and then-
grass. Bad grass.
and then Jordan, yeah, my business partner since 2022, I think. Yeah. It's I wouldn't have this without Jordan, so
You boys are all
appreciate
crushing
it
it,
all.
doing inspiring stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all
Um,
crushing it.
I want to end it. I usually have my stuff how I end it, but I want to do it where it's like because I want to cut this for the trailer.
Aloha. Oh, sorry.
No, okay, we're not at the Hokus. We're not at the
Sorry,
Hokus, okay? We're just like you introduce yourself. Like for example, Kamaka Keep It Low podcast or host of the Keep It Low podcast. So I want to do that. Or you can say something. Maybe I'll do like a Kamaka hosted the Keep It Low podcast and maybe like a tagline like mean training, be kind, train mean, whatever. And this is how we're gonna end it.
Oh,
My name Jordan.
So if you
My
can,
God.
yeah,
My name
so-
Jordan. I hit big circle.
yeah, so exactly, okay? So people are just gonna see this on the trailer. If you're still watching this, we're just planning this for the trailer.
Okay.
So I'll be like this.
we look at our camera.
Yeah, look at the camera like, okay. Kamaka, host of the Keep It Low podcast, watch anime.
Wow.
Dang.
nice.
Amen. Praise God. Praise God. Praise God.
I gotta think about mine.
Cheehaw.
Okay, we can go out of order if you're ready.
I don't think I'm gonna say a line. I think I'm just gonna say who I am.
Yeah, you go.
Okay.
Right here.
This is the hook for the trailer, that's why.
Make sure it's
Jordan
repeat.
Tano, Dakine Media,
And how water? Yeah.
and I'm gonna do it again.
Do it again.
That wasn't that good.
This is this is still gonna be in the full episode, so people will know. I'm not cutting any of this.
I realized I
Seriously.
just said.
I don't even know if people are still watching.
I
at
just
this
said the
point.
organizations and not what I do.
That's
It's like
fair.
Don't worry.
Kamaka, keep it aloha.
Yeah, like this is like a Sunday night football. Hey, Ricky Kuntemeyer, even still elementary school.
Yeah,
Wide
Quattro,
receiver.
quattro.
Quattro.
The Ohio State University.
Okay. Ricky Kuntemeyer, co-founder of Mean Training, Be Kind, and Trey Mean.
So
Damn,
professional.
that
so
was
I'm just gonna say
professional.
Jordan Tano, child of God.
That's like the Key and Peele one. That's what they would say.
Pagan, messy, Pharisee.
I'm not thinking of that skit now that you did that. Okay, you guys ready? Hey, if you're still watching at this point, comment, DM me, DM me.
Oh, wait, screenshot. Everyone.
Bro, what?
It's two different. It's two different cameras though.
Oh, damn, that's right.
Idiot.
Which one?
Idiot.
Which
Idiot.
camera again?
I don't know.
No, it's two separate ones.
It's two separate
But
ones.
You only see two people. In it.
Damn, I was gonna say you could do like send you a screenshot.
Let's just think of a word that they can DM me that I'll give them a discount if they're still watching at this point.
DM him
Waddle.
dark humor
Okay.
for
I'll give you like 25 to 30% off of merch. Like,
yeah.
it's a great
so
deal.
comment,
Yeah.
DM him dark humor.
Dark humor. If you're still watching to this point.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a pretty big discount. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Jordan Tano. Jordan Tano.
Boo.
Nice.
I don't know what to say about the kind media.
Just say the kind media and drummer of High Water.
Yeah, that's right. Jordan Tano, the kind media, and hitting big circles with high water.
Bio.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'll say okay. Josh Namba, guitar and creative for Maoli.
Fire. We
Simple.
did it, guys.
Just
All right,
child of
good
God.
job, guys.
Child
Well,
of God.
I hope everybody gives these guys a follow. Follow what they're doing. Mahalo for watching. Be kind. Spread aloha. And mahalo for listening to us today. We have new episodes every Thursday, so make sure you follow us and leave a review. I'm your host, Kamaka. Remember to always keep it aloha.